I agree.
We're back, Smokey Joe Show. Today, we've got a special guest, Antoinette Cauley. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Antoinette Cauley, a legend, somebody I wanted to have on the show for a while, somebody I've watched their work for a while. So thank you so much.
Of course.
Super talented.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. So we were just talking a little bit about, and I was like, well, I think we need to record this, about call to artists, things like that. I was saying how, like, I give it up to people that get those because I've applied to them and you almost get numb to the rejection
Yeah.
of it, you know?
I think that, yeah, you have to learn how to take the no's gracefully
Yeah.
and not take it personal.
That's a superpower you got to build.
Yes. But one thing I learned through my experience with the City of Phoenix, Office of Arts and Culture, I really like them there. I've had a good experience with them.
Yeah.
But I applied for their Artist to Work grant, I believe. I'm like drawing a blank. $7,500. I applied 2 years in a row and I got, both times.
For the grant?
Yeah. And I just remember being like, the second time I applied, my proposal was so solid and like, just, it was incredible. If I read it from someone else, I'd be like, wow, this is so unique, right? And I was like,
you put your all into it. You're like, this
Yeah.
one's got to go.
I had done research across the world. I was like, there's no way. So I found out that you're allowed to reach out to the people who work at the City of Phoenix Office of Arts and Culture and set up a meeting and get feedback about your application and what the judges said.
Oh.
So.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Like before, like if you submit it, in between the time that you submit it and when they choose, or like after to kind of like
all of it.
give you support for the next time
you can meet with them beforehand to ask questions. After they judge it, let's say you make it past the first round, you can meet with them after the first round and get feedback so that when you go into the second round, you have guidance.
Oh, that's sick.
And then like I made it to the second round and then didn't get chosen. So I was able to meet with them to ask why. And they told me that.
Honestly, you think?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They told me there was 2 reasons. They said, I put myself in the wrong category. I put myself in experimental. And the second issue was that I said I wanted to experiment with video, but I didn't show any video work samples. Which I was like, but that's dumb because I said I was going to experiment. But they wanted to see that there was something to work with already. So they were like, if you change those things, we feel pretty confident about your application. Okay. And I was even, told that the judges said that if she was in the right category and didn't put these things, we would move her forward.
And is that just like one of their rules? Like you got to be in the right like they could.
I think,
you know what I mean?
The way that they explained it was there was 3 categories, and based on how popular the category was, they were able to choose, like, let's say community engagement's the most popular category. They might be able to choose 10 artists from that one, but experimental's less popular, so they only choose 5 artists from that one.
Okay.
So I was in the least popular category with the smallest number of artists chosen, so they were a little more rigorous in who they chose. So.
Dang. Do you remember what the choices were, the categories?
It was commitment to artistic growth, community engagement, and experimental. Okay. And they recommended I should be in commitment to artistic growth.
Gotcha. Okay.
So the next year, I put in the same exact proposal, and I changed those few things, and then I got the grant.
That's what's up. You're like, all right, man, I'm going in.
Yeah. So I feel
next year you're gonna see me.
I feel like a lot of times we can get caught up in like what feels like rejection. Yeah. But that wasn't rejection. That was a few things that needed to be tweaked. Yeah. And had I not asked, I probably would have never got that grant funding, you know? So, and that department's really great because they didn't censor me or force me to like be put in a box of what I could or couldn't talk about in my work. Yeah. So I was able to show up fully as myself. I got funding to create the work. It helped me while I was abroad make the work. Sick. So I think we just need to ask for help.
Yeah. Closed mouths don't get fed. Yeah,
exactly.
That ability to like take criticism, it's like
it's a superpower.
It is, because that your knee jerk. I mean, I think everybody across the board. I think I could speak for everybody. Your knee jerk response is always like, nah, they're wrong. I know. Yeah. Like, but if you can just fight that, maybe like sit in that for like 5 seconds, and then be like, all right. Every type of criticism, whether it's right or wrong, comes from a spot that I can learn from.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think it's accountability too, like being able to look at yourself and say, like, could I have adjusted this?
yeah.
Is this feedback valid? You know?
Yeah.
Because some stuff's not easy to hear, whether it's criticism about our work or our behaviors or whatever.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of growth and accountability, you know?
Yep. Yep. And sometimes it's like, well, this person, like, sometimes my art's probably not for everybody. So, like, it's easy to be like, criticism from that guy. They probably just wouldn't like my art anyway.
Yeah.
But even in that, there's probably some little nugget that you can take from that and be like, okay, I'll listen to that. Or like, okay, maybe as much as it hurts, I maybe do need to improve in that area, you know? And that's a hard pill to swallow, but I think it's like the only answer. What else do you do? You just be like, you know, screw you guys, I'm right. You know, that doesn't, honestly, that's not going to get you that grant.
That's true, but I do think that's necessary sometimes. Sometimes, hear me out.
There's a,
There's like a balance, right? I think you have to,
absolutely.
I think you have to know yourself well enough to always pause and say, is this valid? But also, during that pause, you got to know whether to say, yes, it's valid, or no, I know who I am. Like in college, I remember I got critiqued, not hard, but I submitted work for this student art exhibition at Phoenix College one semester, and my work didn't make the cut. And I had to pick it up from the dean's office. And when I went in there, he looked at my paintings and he's like, you know, you're just way better at black and white work. I've seen your black and white work. You should stick to that and not even worry about color. And I remember thinking, nah, I just need to get better at color. Like, I'm not going to listen to you. And now that's something that I'm very known for, are these like intense saturated colors.
Yeah.
So imagine if I had taken that and been like, okay, like, he's right, you know?
Like, I'll just stick to this, what this dean says.
Instead of listening to like what I knew about myself. So I think that's where the balance comes in, you know? I think it's always important to pause and evaluate.
Yeah.
But know yourself at the same time.
Yeah.
Because some people are also just haters too.
That's, yes, 100%. And sometimes, like, that guy probably never, I don't know if he's an artist.
Probably
he might not. Yeah, he might not have, you know, so maybe he doesn't have the eye. Maybe, you know, he has somebody else design his whole house. You know, he doesn't do anything creativity.
Because he wasn't an artist. He was faculty in the art department.
Yeah, yeah.
Look at me now.
And how do you think, like, do you think that comes with time, being able to weigh that, like, all right, is this legit? Or do I list, you know, should I listen to this or not? Do you think that comes with time? Or, like, how do you judge that for yourself?
I think it comes with time and sitting with yourself.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are constantly running from themselves in life through many different vices.
Yeah.
And you have to learn how to, like, sit in silence sometimes, or be alone, or be bored. Boredom scientifically is really good for the brain and creativity. It's almost like a clean palette for new ideas to fill.
I needed to hear this.
Yeah, there's actual science behind that. If you look it up, there's a whole TED Talk I watched on it one time that was really good. But it really does open up space for your brain to start thinking up new ideas and things. So it's okay to be bored.
Yeah.
But we have to sit in those spaces and sit with ourselves and get to know ourselves in order to stand confidently in the fact of, no, I like color. Yeah. Instead of hearing I shouldn't use color, what I heard was I should learn how to use color better. And that's what I did. Yeah. So, and I think you also have to keep in mind a lot of people just project. Like, they project, maybe he was an artist and he struggled with color, you know?
You hear that with a lot of art teachers. Yeah. You know? So, like, they'll critique, you know, your work so hard because maybe that's something that was they feel for themselves, you know? And but you could still use that, I guess. But have some like a way to filter out and sit with it, like you're saying. Do you like do meditation, or what's your like typical method for that? Do you like
with meditation?
Take a Sunday and just be like, all right, I'm chilling, not gonna think, or long drives?
I do drives for sure. Gas prices have been a little. Maybe I shouldn't go on this meditative drive right now.
Oh, it hurts. It hurts.
It's so bad. I actually love driving down Central, literally going from South Phoenix to North Phoenix, especially at nighttime. Yeah. With the windows down.
The trees coming over.
Yeah. And, like, especially when you're driving from north to south and you see downtown.
Yeah.
Or even when I'm coming south from, like, South Mountain and you get to see, like, the light installations on Central. I think they're over the riverbed, the dried riverbed, and then you see like all of downtown. I really like city lights and stuff, so being able to drive. But I'm an introvert for sure, which I think a lot of artists are.
Yeah.
But I spend a lot of time alone. When I lived overseas in Germany, I traveled a lot alone. Like I would just, I'd be like, "Hey guys, I'm off to Poland this weekend," and my friends would be like, "What's in Poland?" Like I don't know, but
That's sick.
I'm gonna go explore. Like,
dude, that's sick.
Yeah.
What were you over there for?
I moved to Berlin for an artist residency, but I really wanted to leave America because it was getting crazy with like the George Floyd stuff, and I don't know.
It was around that time of COVID and stuff, and
During 2020, I had an artist residency in North Italy, and I got it funded and paid for. It was for a month, and then I planned on traveling for 2 more months through Europe.
You're already over there. You might as well make the most of it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, right?
Yeah.
So I got rid of my apartment, got rid of all my stuff, and then COVID happened and shut everything down. The residency got canceled.
That's what I was wondering because it was around that time. Travel
and it was literally in the area where it popped off outside of the origin point.
Oh.
So
man.
It forced me to like stay home and kind of sit with myself. And then it just clicked one day. I was like, this is always funny to say, but I was like, COVID will probably be done in like a year. I should like apply for things in the next year,
Yep. Gotta shoot your shot.
Yeah, it definitely was not done in a year, but that was when I started researching. I literally just Googled like best cities in Europe for artists. I knew I wanted to be in Europe. I'd been to Europe a few times and loved it. I went to
I've never been. Well, I've been to the airport, Heathrow, on the way to Uganda. But
I studied in Britain in college, so that was my first experience with being in another country. I was in Nottingham, England, but I've been to London plenty of times because I have a lot of friends and family there.
Oh, sick.
But I had done just Britain, like I had done England, Scotland, and France where I had visited, but I knew I wanted to be there. So yeah, I landed on Berlin after doing just a little bit, literally it's like 2 Google searches about best cities for artists, and I found out Berlin's the only city in Germany that offers a visa for freelance artists.
Oh.
Yeah,
dang.
up to 3 years.
And you just apply, you're like, I'm planning to do some art here? And
you have to be physically there.
Yeah.
And you have to get an apartment with a legal contract. That's the hardest part. Huge housing crisis. So people will rent illegally, like sublet. And because they're doing that, they can't offer you proper documentation to then take to the housing department and get registered. It's called Anmeldung. And you need that to apply for your visa.
And is rent in one of those apartments that's like legal? Is it really expensive?
Depends.
Or just hard to find?
I lucked out and found a landlord who was very like down with the system, stick it to the man. I'm never gonna overcharge people.
Yeah.
So
very artist of him.
Yes. He had like a pink mohawk. Like he was amazing. But the thing that's weird there is like they don't have leasing offices. So you have to know someone who knows the owner of the building. So through connections on Facebook, I met the owner virtually, and you give renters packets where you have like a photo of yourself and you sell yourself. You're like, here are all the great things I've done, and here's why I should be one of your renters. So he looked me up and he saw my art and he was like, oh my gosh, I would love to have you living in my building.
Found the right guy.
Yeah, he was great. So I got a 1-bedroom, 1-bath with a balcony on the top floor, and it was like, I want to say 800 square feet, and I was paying like $680 a month. So
that seems pretty great.
That's like
that seems pretty
actually
great.
high compared to typical Berlin prices.
Oh, really?
But at the time I lived there, people were jacking up rent, and there was a whole legal battle going on between like the state and the like landlords, and it was a whole crazy
like in
thing.
New York.
Yeah, where they were trying to freeze rents, and it was like a whole thing. It was actually really crazy, but I landed in an apartment. I got my documentation. It took like 3 months to get an appointment at the visa office, but as long as you're trying, they allow you to overstay your passport.
Okay, so you're already over there.
Yeah,
and you're like trying. You're like,
and I'm like emailing, and they're so archaic with how you can contact them. You can't just call.
Seems like governments everywhere, right?
They use fax machines. They use fax machines in Germany. It's so crazy. It's a privacy thing. Or like, one time I signed a contract online, and they were like, okay, great. Now we're going to mail you the contract, and we need you to sign that one too. then what? Like,
What year is this, man?
Literally. So yeah, there was like a few things I had to do. I had to show them my bank account. I had to get a German bank account. I had to show them my savings. You have to have like, they want to see at least like $10,000 in your savings.
Yeah.
Because
so you can afford.
You could survive off of that for a year in Berlin.
Yeah.
They need to see insurance. You have to give a portfolio in German, like an artist portfolio, so they can prove, you know, you're a real artist. I had to give newspaper clippings and like so much. But yeah, I got granted a 2-year visa from that. And I lived there for almost 3 years, like just shy of 3 years. And it was incredible.
Dude, that's sick.
Yeah.
You have any like things that stood out there, like experiences?
Oh my gosh. Okay, let me think.
It's so hard with like travel. I feel like the whole thing was awesome.
Yeah, the whole thing is so crazy.
Even going to a gas station in a new country is like
it's wild.
Grocery stores,
Yeah.
you're like, this is so exciting.
I mean, I think about, there's a lot of culture shock. I think the reverse culture shock was worse, to be honest, coming home and realizing the difference in things. But one thing I struggled with was groceries because I didn't know a lot of German.
Oh, yeah.
And I was missing Mexican food and like, I was trying to find cilantro and I could not find it for months, all to realize it was called coriander there with a K.
Oh, shoot.
Or like one time,
dang.
I would make chicken tacos a lot for my friends.
Yeah.
And I remember I'd always buy the chicken and be like, this is so weird because it's so big, the chicken breast. And like, it tastes a little different. And I just thought, oh, it's healthier. There's no chemicals in it.
Yeah,
no, for like a year, I was buying turkey breast thinking it was chicken breast.
Oh,
so there was a lot of that. Like one time I thought I bought wings, but it was quail's breast. And like a quick Google search could have solved all of that. But yeah, I had some crazy experiences in Berlin for sure. It's such a party city, and I'm not a party person, so that was interesting.
Big rave scene
Techno,
and all that. That's kind of that's what I hear. Like the EDM, like house music, and that stuff came from there.
It did.
They have a huge scene.
Yeah, they have a big like trans community there too. That's where the first gender reassignment surgeries were done. I want to say in the 1920s was in Berlin. So that's like a rich part of the history there. It was a very accepting place. Like I always tell people you could walk outside with a trash bag on and they would not care. I mean, it's a city full of artists, right?
Yeah.
Put a belt around it, you'll be good.
Yeah.
But it's a city of artists, so. And I met artists from, there's like countries I didn't know about. Like I met this girl who's like, I'm from Georgia. And I was like, oh, Atlanta. And she's like, no, the country.
Oh.
I didn't know that was a country. Did you know that was a country?
I couldn't point it out, I'll tell you that.
I think it's like by Albania or something.
Okay.
I don't know. Don't quote me.
I couldn't point it out.
I was like, you don't have an accent like you're from Georgia. So yeah, I always describe the experience as being equal parts beautiful and devastating because it really like, I feel like Berlin destroyed me and forced me to rebuild myself in ways that I wouldn't have if I didn't move.
For the better?
Yeah. For sure. It really tested me and pushed me and put me in a space where I had to evaluate a lot about myself and unlearn and start relearning a lot of things. Not just about myself, but about my home country too, because they operate under entirely different systems within society, the government, all of that. And the country was being run by a woman at the time too, so that was interesting. I loved it. I loved the unity that I saw. I think in the United States, we like to think of ourselves as like united. It's literally in our names.
Yep.
But when I went over there, I realized, oh no, it's very individualistic here. People are just kind of out for themselves. You know, I think you find pockets of community, like the artists in Phoenix. I think we're really good together. I think we look out for each other. I think we're collaborative. You know, all the things. But on a broader scale, if I just walked down the street, would those people be on board to help me? Or, you know, I think I noticed that as soon as I moved to Germany, when 2 days after I got there, there was a news broadcast where they said fabric masks are not allowed anymore. At the time, their chancellor, Angela Merkel, she was a scientist, so they were ahead of the research as opposed to here. But they had done research and learned that the fabric masks don't do anything. So they were like, now we want everyone to wear N95 masks. It's required. You have 48 hours to get your mask. They're available at all the pharmacies. And I promise you, in 48 hours, everyone had that mask on. it was rare to see someone who didn't wear the mask. And it really showed me, like, I'm sure most of those people didn't want to wear masks, but they felt like this is what is for the greater good of society. And we want to get through this quickly and we want to keep each other safe. And so we're just going to do it. That's what I felt. Whereas here, it's like, you're taking my rights away. You're taking my rights away. But it feels like a small courtesy for your neighbor from my perspective. And let's say, even if it didn't work, in theory, I would rather try it and with the chance that it could work than not do it at all and someone gets sick from me. So it just felt more united there. And I learned a lot. I learned a lot about, it was pretty devastating, I'm not going to lie, once I was able to kind of put things into perspective. I think everyone, especially artists, should visit Berlin and spend a chunk of time there. Yeah.
I wanted to go there.
It's amazing. There's graffiti everywhere. They don't even try to clean it up.
Yeah, they like...
It'll just come back up.
Dude, that's cool.
I've seen artists like painting like little mini murals, and it's just so cool. And the government supports artists.
Yeah, you don't get slapped with a felony for doing street art.
No.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, the police there, they're more focused on like blue collar stuff.
Yeah.
They're not so focused on like the other stuff.
Yeah.
So they don't really care. I've seen, it's like new graffiti all the time, but there's actual murals all through the city too.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, and during COVID, the government, I asked one of my friends if they did this. She's from New Zealand, so I was like, I wonder if she got this. But they gave everyone 5,000 euros, all the freelance artists. And that's enough to get a lot of artists through 6-7 months of bills.
Yeah.
But I asked her, like, what'd you have to do to get that? And she's like, I just had to present my tax documents, and then in 48 hours, it was deposited into my bank account, no strings attached.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Imagine
awesome.
that as a freelance artist, you know, like, you can't be out there working. The government's telling you can't.
Yeah.
And they were like, here, we'll help you because we're not letting you work. So.
Yeah. Especially if you make most of your money off like galleries.
Yeah.
You know that.
Or commissions, or you know what I mean? Like, because
yeah.
like even with the galleries being shut down, what I thought was dope is that the government turned the galleries and other businesses that shut down into testing sites, and they would pay the business to host the testing sites. So no matter where you walked in any neighborhood, within 10 minutes, you're going to run into a free testing site. You got one free test a day. You'd go in, and in 15 minutes, they'd send a text, and it would say negative or positive. So it was very efficient city. But yeah, I think it's also good for partying. If you want to party for 72 hours straight, Berlin is...
That's the spot?
Yeah. Clubs open on Thursday night, and they close Monday morning. No exaggeration.
And they could probably go late, huh? Or they never close? People are out till 6 a.m.?
Yeah.
Oh. I can't do that.
Dude, I can't. I never could do that. I had a photo shoot at 6 a.m. one time, and I walked out, and there was a bunch of drunk people on a stoop, like eating like doner kebabs and getting ready for round 2 on a Sunday.
Dang. Yeah, they're built different out there. Huh?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Well, when life's so cheap, you know, you can like, when your bills are so low, you can just go have fun all the time, I guess.
Yeah. Seriously. Yeah, because things here, how long have you lived in Phoenix?
I was born and raised here, so
nice.
Outside of the 3 years.
What part?
I've actually lived all over Phoenix. My family comes from South Phoenix. They've been there for over 100 years, like still there.
Cool.
I'm third generation, but I live downtown right now. That's my preferred, like central and downtown Phoenix. I love.
Yeah,
but
downtown would be a cool place to live.
It is, especially for artists, you know, like I love being able to walk to the arena, or like I'll walk to the grocery stores sometimes. There's like a few down there.
Feels alive.
Yeah.
Being around the city, it's a cool feeling.
It can be a little crazy outside, you know, sometimes, but
walking at dark.
Yeah. I don't walk alone at nighttime, but it's okay. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Are you from here?
Dude, I'm from Seattle.
Oh.
But I've lived down here since 2015.
Okay, so you're basically a native.
Lived down here for a pretty long time. I love it down here.
Yeah.
I still feel like feels like vacation. You know,
is it because of the sunshine?
Yes.
I do like the sunshine.
Now that's interesting, because most people I talk to that live down here, they're like, "Oh, I'd love to live in Seattle because it's rainy."
They think that.
That's what I try to tell them, but you know, the grass is always greener. But like, yeah, I'm going to school where you just get in the car, it's freezing, it's raining all day. You're in this like you know, a lot, like through middle school, we were in these portables at my school. So it was just super musty in there.
Oh,
And
the
like going to
portables.
class, like your backpack's all wet. And
Ew.
it was, and I like skateboarding. So like most of the year, I couldn't really do that.
Yeah, no. Berlin
didn't
had
like
weather
it.
like that. So that's when I
They
experienced
do,
that
huh?
majority
Lot
of
of
the
rain.
year. And people would tell me, the Germans would tell me, just hold on, summer's coming. And I was like, 6 weeks of summer?
Yeah.
I got this year round in Phoenix. Like,
For real.
this weak ass summer that you guys have here.
Yeah.
The sun doesn't even sunburn me here.
Dude, that is what it's like in Washington. It's like everything is just during the winter, unless if you snowboard or do like snow sports, you know, the mountain's pretty close. But besides that, like everybody's just cooped up indoors, and then that first sign of spring, like the flowers pop out.
Yeah.
The city becomes incredible. Like I try to go there every summer because like the Pacific Northwest in the summer, I say it's like one of the best places. Smells fresh. Everybody's just out and alive. And then those other parts of the year, it's like
miserable.
It's tough. Yeah, and I still love that city. Like I always, you know, is where I was born, but it's the rain. I had enough. Right?
Yeah, no, I can't do it. One thing I will say is I loved experiencing all 4 seasons. I finally understood what people meant, because people would say like there's only one season here. It's like hot and like hotter.
And then that's accurate.
I think it was when fall came, because spring, we get a little bit of a spring here with like blooming.
Yeah.
So it's like
and some cold nights in the winter, which is nice.
So, you know, I went through spring into summer, which summer I'm used to, but when fall hit, I really understood, because it was like the leaves were like this color, you know, they're like fire red and orange. I remember
they layer the streets.
Yeah, I remember getting on a tram one day and just putting some Elton John on and just riding around, looking at all the trees.
That is awesome.
It was such a vibe. It was so incredible.
Yeah.
And I miss seasons. I do.
Yeah.
I could do without the rain and snow so much.
That like November to March.
Oh, yeah, because February was the worst in Germany.
Because it just extends. You're like, all right, we're getting to, in Phoenix, this is when we start getting good weather. You know, it gets hot. But no, like February and then into March, you're like, can it really rain this much?
Yeah.
And is it like hard? Like here when we get storms, it's kind of exciting storms.
Yeah.
Washington, and I think it's similar climate to like that part of Europe.
I think it is too, yeah.
Where it's like just drizzly and damp.
And like there's not really clouds in the sky, it's just gray. Like
yeah.
You're like, are there clouds? I don't know.
Is the sun even up there anymore?
Or like the snow would be so like hit or miss. Like I remember there were weird days in Berlin too. I don't know if you experienced this up north, but like we would go through all the seasons in one day. Like the sun would come out and it'd be 90, and then a storm would roll through and it would hail and snow, and then that would go away and the sun would come back out and then it would rain later. Like it was so bizarre.
Like that spring and fall. Sometimes you're like, it's gonna be a nice day. You get home from school and it's pouring rain now. You're like,
It's extra weird with not having air conditioning there too. That made it.
Oh yeah, they haven't got on the air conditioning.
No, they will. The last summer I spent there in 2023, it got up to 100 degrees.
Oh yeah.
So, and it was just, there was a city in Germany that hit 106 recently. That's like can you imagine with no air conditioning?
Oh.
That's not normal for that region. So they're gonna have to get air conditioning. People are literally dying in France right now without AC.
I saw something about that.
I think it was like over 1,000 people or something.
Gosh.
Hospitals don't have air conditioning.
Gosh. Well, I guess like when you grow up in Phoenix, like here, you can't even fathom not like, God bless people that don't have it, but like you gotta have it. Yeah. But I guess in Washington, I don't think we had AC on our house.
You don't really need it in some places. Like some places in New York won't have AC. I mean,
just throw one of these in the window of your bedroom and you're like, all right, at least I'll sleep.
I just had a fan in Germany. I had like a loft bed and it had like a shelf under it. So I got like a tall fan and it would just like rotate and blow on me while I slept, and that was all I needed.
Hey, that's good.
Yeah. So I'm going back soon, so we'll see how I feel when I go.
You're going back?
In like a week and a half.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Just to like see old friends and stuff there? Or like are you doing a residency or?
No, I'm going to go back just to see friends and kind of visit some new cities. I would like to move back eventually, so I want to go scope some places out. But I'm really just going to like reset. I haven't traveled there since I moved home in 2023.
Yeah.
And my friends in Berlin have kind of scattered now. So like one's in London, one's in Paris.
Oh, okay.
So my home base will be in London with one of my girlfriends, and then I'll hit Paris for a day. I'm not a fan of Paris, so I'm only doing a day. And then I'll go to Berlin for a few days to go see everyone. So
Yeah.
I'm excited for that.
Ah, that'll be. And how long are you going for?
Right now,
Or you just got a one way right now?
no, I have a round trip. It's a month, but I might extend it for
Once
5
you
or
get
6
over
weeks.
there,
I know, like, oh, I don't want to come back.
yeah.
But it's like, I was checking flights and I was like, how much would it cost to extend this for like a week and a half? And it was like $50. So like, would I rather do that or book another flight for a lot of money later? I'd rather just extend it. So
yeah.
I don't have any projects right now, so I think it's a good time because once things start rolling, they don't stop for. This is literally the first break I've had since 2023. Like break in my schedule. So
Nice.
I'm gonna embrace it.
Yeah, embrace it, and that's a long chunk.
It is.
That you've been going. You know, it's time. Taking a break, I feel like it's so good for like creativity too.
Yes.
It's hard to do it. At least speaking for myself, it's hard to take that break. But like, we just went to Thailand in October and November, and it was like it's so hard for like that first week to not be like, oh, because I brought my iPad still to like do drawings and stuff, and then I was like, most of the days I just put my phone off, put it in my bag, and just enjoy the time with Daisy, and it inspired like. I don't know. I felt like super inspired, you know, just having that time of not like, oh, what do I need to create today? What do I need to create today? Sometimes like that doesn't always, at least for me, it doesn't always create the best work when you're like, I gotta rush it. You know?
I think it's like getting out of that hustle mentality. Yeah. Because what we're taught here is like, I heard someone say this the other day and it like clicked. They were talking about how pleasure is the enemy to capitalism because if we're experiencing moments of pleasure, we're seeking out pleasure, then we're not working. And if we're not working, we're not making money for the system that we live in. And so we're really shamed for taking too much time off or sleeping or, you know what I mean? Like resting. But really we need all of that. Like our bodies are constantly screaming at us for that and we just don't get enough. So once you like sit in that though, it's incredible what can happen. Colors become brighter. You know, you start to observe new things, especially when you're traveling. Like, I'm sure there were so many new sensations and experiences, or like
anxiety, just kind of like.
Yeah, it's so crazy. It's like the common denominator is the USA. I don't know. The stress, the USA. I don't know. But I remember being in France and looking at the sky as the sun was going down, and I was like, wow, I've never seen this shade of blue before. And so I started mimicking that blue in some of my work. So I think those times are important. And when I lived in Europe, actually, I was kind of forced to learn how to slow down. So now that I'm home, I have a much better like work-life balance. Yeah. It's still challenging when I take extended breaks. Yeah. Like I feel like I have to justify it. Like, oh, I just spent a year and a half producing a show and I just spent a couple months debuting it and it took a toll on me. So I deserve to take a 2-month break, you know? But it shouldn't be that. If your body says rest, you just rest. It's telling you what it needs, just like if you're hungry or if you're thirsty. So I hope that's something. I feel like our society's shifting. I feel like people are waking up. And when I think COVID woke people up. I think that was kind of this great awakening for a lot of different things. But I think the rest and work balance is one of those things that people woke up to. So
yeah, you hear that about like people in Italy. They're like, the American, and like I'm guilty of it too. I grew up here, so it's like it's kind of just I don't know if it's just in my blood, because it's what we grew up with, or if I actually like it, like the hustling. Because most days
it's fun sometimes
I am like I'm like that's kind of just my like neutral. Is like, but I'm like, is that just because I grew up here, or is that something that I would naturally do? Because I've heard people in Italy are like, you guys work to go back to work. Like they're like, no, we work so we can enjoy our life. And I think there's something to that. There definitely is something to that.
I think from what I observed in Berlin, and a lot of my friends were American, so we'd have conversations, and they were all freelance artists. So we would have conversations about that society versus our own. And one thing we noticed is that because so much is taken care of for the people there, there wasn't like this sense of like grit in the people. And so without that grit, there just wasn't a huge like hustle culture there. And it just made people kind of chill all the time. There wasn't a real like, there wasn't like a haste or like a hunger for something, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing, but
no, if that's what you want, like I want to start this business and grow it and stuff, by all means, that's good. But if that's not what you want, you're probably not even going to grow a good business.
Yeah.
You're going to be miserable.
Yeah. And I mean, the great thing about Germany specifically is they really encourage freelance work, startup companies, and like mom and pop businesses. So they have laws. Cool. They have laws in place that prohibit a certain number of chain restaurants going up per square mile.
Yeah.
So I probably saw like 2 McDonald's in all of Berlin while I was there, but tons of mom and pop restaurants everywhere, and it's very.
That's what's up.
It's very affordable.
Yeah.
My friend and I rented a storefront art studio, and it cost us maybe $1,100 a month to rent the space. Sick. And we turned it into a boutique. And so imagine if you're running a restaurant and you're only paying $1,000, $1,100 in rent every month.
Margin a lot bigger.
Yeah, but they encourage and support freelancers, self-employed people. So, and they had the strongest economy in Europe when I lived there. So something was working.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we hustle a little too hard here. And I mean, there's a book called Rest is Resistance, I think is what it's called. Or Rest is Revolutionary or something like that. And I'm like, the fact that that's a book is crazy. Like, that rest is revolutionary. Rest for dummies. You know? Some of us need that, you know? Like, I know some people 100%. Who use that.
100%.
Even just getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep is a struggle for people. But also there's the factor of living. Some people have kids and families and multiple jobs.
Yeah, you tell them to rest, and they're like, I can't. I got 6 kids, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have 2 kids.
When society's set up in a certain way, it doesn't make room for rest. And in Germany, they set society up where it made room for rest even with families. So, like, everyone got 6 weeks mandatory paid time off.
Oh, nice.
Every year.
Nice.
And then after, let's say you use that up and you need a sick day, you can take unlimited sick days and you'll get 70% of your pay for that day.
Ooh.
So, but when you don't make work miserable, when you work and then the emphasis is on enjoying life, people I'm sure don't call out because they're miserable. They're actually sick, you know?
Yeah.
So it was just, it was very pleasurable, I think, living there when you could go sit at a cafe for 3 hours and have lunch, like a slow lunch and coffee with friends and talk. And or there's parks everywhere. So we'd sometimes grab a $2 bottle of wine and strawberries, me and my girlfriends, and we go sit in the park at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday, and it's full of people eating ice cream.
That's like straight out of a movie.
It is. It was so crazy. I remember one of my friends came into town, and I was like, watch, I'll show you. And we did exactly that. I think it was a Tuesday. It was midday. We got ice cream, and I was like, look, park is full. There's people, there's dogs, there's kids. I mean, a lot of people are freelancers there, too, so they could do that.
Yeah.
But, here, if you take a bottle of wine to a park in the middle of the day, people are going to think you're homeless. In Germany, it was a normal leisurely thing.
Yeah, dude, travel, I feel like it opens your mind up to like you're exactly what you're saying is like a different way of life. And then it's like your choice, whether like, all right, I can take this back with me, and it opens up like a new like chamber in your mind where it's like, I could live like that.
Yeah.
I could bring this with me everywhere, you know? Like maybe I've just the way I was brought up or whatever, like the norms around me, like I don't need to be constrained by those things. And sometimes like you have to see it.
Yeah.
You know, and like
that's what it is.
I think it's important to like, if you feel like that's like a good thing to do, like bring that here, bring that wherever, wherever you are, you can bring that, whatever you learned with you. Yeah. And make the world a better place.
I agree. One of my friends told me that once you can see it, it becomes real. And that's sort of my philosophy with my art career is I am the representation that is needed for a lot of young kids who don't see people who look like them making art. And so every decision I make in my career, I keep the community in mind. Yeah. Moving to Germany included. I knew that if I moved there as a Black girl from the South Side, that other people in general would see that and it would click that they could do it too, that the world is theirs. You know, you just have to go take it. And I was right.
Go out there and live it.
Yeah, I was right. I got messages from artists. One artist messaged me and told me it clicked that he could do a residency. And so he was in Brazil. He went to go do it in Brazil.
Sick.
I probably had 6 or 7 different artists and people come visit me in Germany that normally wouldn't have been out there. But I think the most impactful message I got right after I moved was from a kid who was like 18 or 19. And we still keep in touch to this day, but he messaged me and was just like, yo, like, watching you move to Germany really showed me a lot. He was like, I thought the only space that existed for me was a jail cell, but now I see that the world is mine. I just have to go take it. And I was like, oh, I'm not crying. Yeah. But I was like,
That's
okay,
heavy.
this is like, I'm on the right track, right? Because this is the impact that I want to make and I want to leave behind.
Yeah.
And if they see me do it and then they do it, guess what? Someone's going to see them do it and they're going to do it.
Yeah.
And it's been
lifting up, you know,
yeah,
lift everybody up.
And that's community, you know? So I keep the community in mind always. And, you know, my focus in my work, a lot of it is Black empowerment, women empowerment, but really like it's about all of us. One of us is a part of all of us as a community. And so it's really nice to be able to see so many people from so many different backgrounds inspired by my story and my journey.
Yeah.
And yeah, it encourages me to keep going, honestly, because, you know, things get tough. I'm sure you know all about that. Mm-hmm. All those rejection letters.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it can be. It can
be brutal sometimes.
For sure.
Or self-doubt or questioning what are my next steps? What am I going to do? Especially
1 month like this, the next month you're like, what am I doing?
The ups and downs are crazy.
Yeah.
Or, you know, just having a lot of ideas or searching for opportunities, all of it can be tough.
Yeah.
Especially when you get into your own head, you know? I think we all doubt ourselves and self-sabotage at times. So having those community reminders, for me personally, are really important.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, like, I think just even being an artist, I think there's, like, the reason people become an artist is you have some sort, at least what my interpretation of it is like you have a certain sensitivity. That's why you became an artist, and maybe somebody else didn't. It's like you have a certain sensitivity to something in life, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And sometimes, like, having that sensitivity obviously makes you a talented artist, but, and speaking for myself, it can be there's other parts where you are just more sensitive to things that self-doubt, you know, those like thoughts and opinions of other people, you know, the comments, whatever it is, you know, that it's like a double-edged sword sometimes, you know, and it's probably why like a lot of artists, you know, they search for vices and things to kind of like either tamp that down or, you know, search for validation in other people. It's just like it's a hard. That along with already like the business side of it is like, it can be a lot. Like, you know, you see it all the time. It's not for everybody could do it, but like it's not an easy journey.
Yeah, no, it's a lot to manage. But I think, you know, artists, we feel so deeply. I think, which is why we're able to create the way we do. But I think a kind of bigger societal issue is that people aren't taught like how to feel. So, you know, we talked earlier about people not knowing how to sit with discomfort. So if you're, you know, if someone's experiencing an uncomfortable emotion, they tend to try to snuff it out, go drink or do whatever, ignore it, but it doesn't go away. It just festers. So inviting in those uncomfortable feelings builds emotional resilience and allows a release. And then you're able to sit with other people's discomfort and, you know, maybe not so pleasant emotions. So, but I would say majority of people don't know how to do that. And so that's when you get a lot of people who are like, just be positive. I think you can be real and like optimistic at the same time without having to be just like positive, you know? I can say like, you know what, I'm going through it. Times are really hard, but this is temporary, you know? A lot of people might hear that as like negative because it's not just like, I'm good, I'm fine. But it's not. It's just sitting with the discomfort, and I think more people need to learn how to do that. And it would help a lot of artists, I think, is what I was getting at. Like, because we just feel so deeply. Yeah, it's pretty intense, you know.
Yeah, and that's what I like with you were talking about earlier is like you've taken that like deep feeling for like the people who's closest to you, you know,
Yeah.
like your community. Not every artist has that, like, you know, everybody has a different reason why they're doing it, but like you have that reason, like that's put in you for a
Yeah.
reason, and to like have the courage to like go after that. And
Mhm.
I mean, it's like, I mean, it's a brave thing to do.
Yeah.
Regardless of who your community is, what
Mhm.
your purpose is, like having the courage to put yourself out here and be like, I have a deeper purpose that is, you know, inevitably going to get people that say no to
Mhm.
that purpose, that
Mhm.
thing that you feel so deeply about. You're going to have people that, you know, try to use you. You know,
Mhm.
all those things that come along with it, and it all stems from like this, you know, positive spot, like the thing
Mhm.
that you feel so deeply about. That's why, yeah, sometimes it can be, yeah, that just makes it so much harder, but so much more impactful.
Yeah,
You know,
for
'cause
sure.
you're not doing it for like a wrong reason. You know,
Yeah.
you're not doing this as like, all right, you have a board that's like, all right, we need to have this as our mission. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like that's truly from you.
Mhm.
I don't know. I think it's dope.
Yeah, it's like a guiding light, you know, like a lighthouse. So,
Yeah.
but I've known since I was a kid that I had a purpose that was like bigger than myself, and that if I didn't use my art, I would do like a disservice to the people around me. I felt that in my heart when I was like 15. I didn't really fully know what that meant, but I was a really good artist back then. Like
Yeah, I was wondering about that. Like,
I
when
was
did you
super.
start?
I was little. I have this really cute picture of me when I was 5. My hair's all crazy. I'm in my pajamas. It's Christmas Day, and I'm holding up these like crayons.
Oh yeah.
And behind me is like
you
a
just got them as a present or something?
Yeah, I'm
Heck
like holding them up, and behind me is like a brand new tricycle and Barbies, and I'm like, I don't care about any of that. I got my
like,
rose art
I got
crayons. They're not
something to
even
make-
Crayola.
Yeah.
But my dad's an artist, so
Oh, he is?
yeah, but he's like a woodworker and a welder.
Oh, sick.
So like, you know, one of his projects, he's been building tiny homes, and
That's
he's just
awesome.
really good. Like, he's pretty incredible. He used to draw and stuff too when he was a kid.
Yeah.
He kind of scared me into not stopping. He told me when I was 10, he was like, don't stop drawing, because I stopped and I lost it, and you don't want to lose it. So
That's good. Sage advice.
terrified me. So now, thanks, Dad.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he would make projects with us a lot. So I remember being like 6 or 7, and he would buy little model car kits, and we'd build cars with him.
Oh,
And
cool.
he built this like lowrider car and hooked wires up to it to give it hydraulics. So he touched the wire to the battery, and it would just like bounce across the table.
That's
It was so
awesome.
dope. Like, he just like made stuff all the time, and it was highly encouraged for us to do the same.
Yeah.
And once my family realized how into art I was, every Christmas that was all I got was like art supplies, you know?
Nice.
And then my dad he always encouraged me and reminded me that because I was naturally gifted, I would excel at anything I touched artistically. So he was like, try everything.
It's so nice having somebody like
Yeah,
that in your family.
I know. I learned later, because I have a background in youth development. I learned later that there's actual psychology behind that type of encouragement, that it builds confidence.
100%.
Whereas praise can build dependence in children. So if he was just telling me, you're so good, you're so good, you're so good, I'm going to be seeking validation all the time. But instead, he told me, you're naturally gifted. You're going to excel at what you touch. So try it all.
Yeah.
And it gave me the courage to try everything, like the confidence to try everything.
Yeah. And like work at it.
Mm-hmm.
Put your head down and work at it.
Yeah.
Rather than just being like, you're the best.
Right.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah. It was like, it wasn't like, oh, you're so great, this is so good. It was like, hey, you got a skill. You should try all these things. I think you'll like all these things. Like,
yeah.
So it was giving me confidence. And then my mom was always the one that was like, you could be anything you want to be. Like, you want to be president, you could be president. You want to do this, you could do this. So it was just in me.
Man,
and
that's a good parent.
Yeah, my brother likes art too. He was more of a tagger.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I don't know how they got on some of those walls. Like, they were just like knuckleheads. My brother, my stepbrothers, and all their friends.
Do they still write?
I don't think he does. He'll like in sketchbooks and stuff.
Yeah.
We've collabed on pieces before.
Okay.
Like he tried to teach me how to use spray cans once, and I just didn't really like. I think I accidentally got high off the fumes. We were like in his room.
That'll happen.
On a wall. Yeah. So.
Yeah, inside.
Yeah.
The spray paint fumes are great.
Crazy.
Yeah, you get a free buzz.
Yeah, but we're just like, the three of us were really artistic. My mom, she struggles to draw a stick figure, but you know, she's the cheerleader, so you need that too.
Yeah, that like you need those two sides.
Yeah.
It's switched with my parents. My dad doesn't really do any art. My mom, I remember at a young age, her teaching me like how to draw a tree. So I would probably just do it typically like that. And she taught me like, you know, a branch comes out here and it kind of dips. And I can remember that drawing chalk outside for like Halloween and like on our driveway, and we were drawing like a spooky tree. And I remember that to this day. So
that's
your
fun.
dad was kind of like that.
Yeah, just
that
making stuff. To this day, he makes all types of stuff. He loves like woodworking, so he'll build little knickknacks and stuff. And he really wants to teach me how to frame my paintings, like build frames. He wanted to teach me welding, but I don't know. I never really like thought about it. I just kind of wanted to paint.
Yeah.
But he helped me a lot through college when I was studying art. Like, I'd be like, Dad, I need to build a 6 foot tall man out of chicken wire. Like, can you help me? And yeah, he even helped me like be able to unscrew him from the waist to break him in half so he could fit in my little Civic.
Dope.
But it was so much fun. Like, I remember I wanted him to look like a graffiti artist. So we went to Goodwill, we bought clothes for him, we built this like structure.
And it was made out of like wire?
Yeah, chicken wire.
Oh, sick.
And from behind, it looked like someone in a hoodie with a spray can going like this to a wall. It was for a project for my 3D design class. We had to set up an outdoor installation on campus.
Yeah.
And we put him on this like wooden platform with empty spray cans. We literally sat outside and just emptied spray cans and like crushed them and put him by his feet.
Oh,
and it was really dope. So like you see him from behind and it looks like someone standing in front of a wall about to spray. And then you walk to the side, it's just like all wire for the face and the hands. But like he helped me with the mechanics of that. He could build, he builds houses from scratch. He built us a go-kart as kids with a bunch of scrapyard. Yeah, with a bunch of like scrapyard parts. He built us a tree house. It's like a tree house in the hood with a swamp cooler and like electricity. We had like a little TV in there, you know. It was so cool.
So he's got all these different mediums that he used to put them all together to build a house or a go-kart.
Yeah.
Man, that's cool.
Very resourceful. So I, to this day, love recycled art. Like, just give me a bunch of junk and I can make anything. And when I teach kids, that's my favorite thing to teach is recycled art because it's accessible even if you don't have money or art supplies, you know? Like, how do I take this random whatever and turn it into something? I think that's an important skill to have. And
like painting takes a long time before you're like, I'm happy with this.
Yeah.
We're like, that's a good entryway and like a good creative exercise. I know, like I've heard this exercise that you could do is you go to like Goodwill and just buy like a few things.
Sounds like
grab
fun.
a few things. And then like make a piece of art out of it. I watched a YouTube video with a guy doing that.
That'd be like a fun group activity.
Yeah.
Buying a bunch of stuff and let's see who can make like the coolest thing.
Yeah.
That may be a good art party. I don't know.
Yeah, that stuff like using like I don't know if you feel this, but like when you do different mediums, like maybe like some of the stuff like doesn't translate, but there's something it does to you mentally where it, like there's something you pull from it that helps you in like whatever your main medium is or like just helps you. I don't know what that is.
Because I think that at the end of the day, no matter if you're conscious of it or not, you're using the elements of design in everything, right?
Yeah.
So like I could be working on a clay structure and be like, this thing is off because the balance is off. That's going to help me with painting, you know, or like looking at the way the light hits, you know, the clay structure I've made helps me with, I think you can learn from anything. But even just observing. I remember being a kid and I loved to draw people from my memory. But one day I was out and I was looking at this woman, her body, and I was like, oh, legs don't go straight. They like curve. And that was the first like, oh, got to change my drawings. You know, I was probably like 7 or 8.
As a kid, it's like, doop, doop.
Yeah, everything's just like box people.
Yeah.
It's like Gumby.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, that, it's so interesting. I've always been like, before I even started the show, I'm always so like wanting to ask artists questions about like how they started because everybody has like, there's always like something in them, but like how that like is shown or how that like transpires is so different in every artist, you know? So like you had those crayons as a kid. When did you start painting? Like, do you remember the first
Actually, yeah. So my favorite medium was graphite for a while.
Oh yeah,
I
I like
felt,
graphite
yeah,
stuff too.
I think it was the control I liked with the pencil and I could get all the details.
And it's perfect for learning like lighting and shading and like how to make things
Yeah, I
have
agree.
depth, you know?
I agree. So like through my like early childhood, teen years, that was my favorite. And then I got into colored pencil.
Mm.
And in high school, my art teacher, who I still talk to this day, Mr. Cooper, is like imagine having like Jack Black as your art teacher. That was him.
School rock.
Yeah, there's like some days where I'm like on the computer on Photoshop and I look up and I'm like, where's Mr. Cooper? And everyone's like, I don't know. And then I look out the window and he's like running down the hallway with the giant beach ball from PE class and he's just like bouncing it down the hallway. It's like in the middle of class. Or sometimes he'd roll in on his skateboard, you know, like singing songs, and
Yeah.
it was just like incredible. But
he was an art teacher?
Yeah.
Oh, man, you got so lucky.
Amazing.
That is.
He was so cool because I've heard definitely stories about art teachers. And I've had some art teachers where I'm like, one art teacher, my eighth grade art teacher told me it was impossible to listen to music and make art at the same time. Girl, bye. Because what? But he believed in me. And so he he really pushed me to try other mediums. So I got into color pencil. And then I was like one of two students in advanced art while the rest of the class was like regular art.
Just doing it for credit. You were actually.
Yeah. So he would work, you know, more one-on-one with us. But
that's nice.
My first mural I did was in his classroom. I hated him for it because he pushed me. He was like, I know artists who could get this done in 7 days. Why is it taking you so long? And I was like, well, I'm just a kid.
Yeah, I'm just a kid,
so
mister.
I didn't speak to him for a whole semester. He'd be like, come on. He called me Antoinette. Come on, Antoinette. And I'd be like, you know, go sit down. Mm-hmm. But he got me into painting, and I struggled. I remember the first portrait I painted. It was of this Egyptian woman, and I wanted her complexion to be similar to mine, and it was just so dark, and I could not figure out what the hell I was doing.
Oh.
And it was frustrating. But when he gave me oil paint, my first oil paintings were phenomenal. Like, I look at them and I'm like, wow, how the hell did I do this? But he guided me through it. He taught me some things. So I did a really beautiful, like, I started painting basketball players. So I did like a portrait of Allen Iverson and Kevin Garnett. And they were pretty stunning. But I started taking painting seriously when I turned 21.
Okay.
My dad had this like spare office in his house and he let me turn it into an art studio.
Nice.
So I sat in there one day painting and I just thought, wow, this is way harder than it seems. I should probably take classes. So
it's so different than like graphite stuff.
It is.
Like colored pencil. It's such a different like.
It's rough. I'm not gonna lie. It's rough. So yeah, I switched majors. I was studying criminal justice. I always love telling the story because it's so like, what? I wanted to be a homicide detective though, and then I wanted to be a forensic artist. And
that's sick.
Yeah, I don't know. I loved that field, but
did you watch those shows like growing up, like?
But not the documentaries. It had to be it had to be like the true crime, like the real documentaries, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I loved Forensic Files. I still love Forensic Files, but my gut told me art was where I was supposed to be at. So I switched majors with an emphasis in drawing and painting. And
did you go to school here?
Mesa Community College.
Oh, okay, cool.
They just inducted me into their Hall of Fame, I think in 25, 24. It's so funny because
That's an honor.
Yeah. I have a really great relationship with that school. I built an artist residency program there, their first ever, where they gave me a studio in their gallery, and they the school, even before that, the school had purchased 2 of my works for their private collection.
Wow.
And they have like a Salvador Dali and a Goya in their collection. I was just like, wow, we are coming up.
And yours is right next to them?
Yeah.
Let's go.
I knew I made it when I overheard some of the professors saying, where are the collies at? Where are the collies? Oh, they're in the art library. I was like,
the collies.
I had to go in there like, you guys, this is so cool.
Right next to the dollies.
Yeah. Collies and the dollies. I didn't even think about that. But yeah, that school really made me the artist that I am. Like I always tell people, you don't have to get your degree. College isn't for everyone, but there is a lot of benefit to taking some courses. Mm-hmm. And I promise, like I had phenomenal professors there. Like they really were able to take the raw talent I had and helped me learn how to find my voice and incorporate that. And they just gave me the tools to communicate on the canvas better, you know?
Yeah.
When
And
you
like
don't have words.
the social part of school, like if you weren't in school, you wouldn't have rubbed shoulders with those professors. You wouldn't have seen
True.
them
Yeah.
or overheard them saying like,
Yeah.
"Where's the collies at?" Like all that stuff is so important. Like, yeah, you could learn on YouTube. You could learn anything on YouTube.
Yeah.
If you're a contractor, you
Yeah.
could probably learn that on YouTube. But if you go apprentice under somebody,
Yeah.
you're gonna learn so
much more.
Yeah.
I did an apprenticeship while I was in school too, and learned a lot from that artist, Chris Saper. She does like corporate and heirloom portraiture here.
Oh, okay.
That was an incredible experience. It was the first time I ever met a full-time artist. And then seeing a woman, I was like, wow, this is like a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, my professors, it's funny because one of my favorite professors there, Kai, she still comes to all my art shows and she will analyze my work with me and be like, okay, I love how you did this and added these colors. And if you add a little bit of blue here, it'll do this. And I love it.
That's so cool to have that relationship with a professor.
It's great. And the feedback's always good. When I did my residency there, I'd go to her classroom. She'd be like, let me show you these color wheels I have, and like pull out a bunch of color wheels and give me all this advice. And it was helpful. Like it helped me take my work up a notch. So I'm always open to stuff like that from credible people. Because sometimes people just have opinions that they probably should keep to themselves.
You got to see their work first and know that they're legit,
Or the non-artists. I feel like they're the most opinionated.
Oh, yeah.
I could do that.
Oh, yeah.
My kid could do that. Really?
Yeah.
One of my favorite installations was at Bentley Gallery years ago, and it was a neon sign that said, my kid could do that.
Oh, yeah?
And I was like, yeah, that's most people.
Yeah.
So funny.
Especially when you're working out in public.
Yeah.
You hear all those little things.
Oh my gosh. I've been like mansplained before. I remember when I did my mural of my high school athletes, my plan was to write their name next to them and their school year that they're graduating. So people could look them up. And I knew they're not famous. They're high school girls. No one's going to know who they are. Mm-hmm. And this this homeless guy walks by and he goes, hey, come here. No one's going to know who they are. You need to put their name on there. And I was just like, thanks. I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Or one guy walked by. I think he was like high out of his mind. And he's like, oh man, those are the Mercury players. And I was like, yeah, bro, they are. It's like, that's pretty good. That's so and so. I was like, yeah, how'd you know? Sometimes you just got to go with it.
Yeah, you just roll with it. And
he was just so happy. Along. I didn't want to break, I didn't want to break his spirit. Yeah, public art's crazy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you get people that are like, you should do this on it. You should, and you're like,
they
don't know all the details of like, I had to get this confirmed first and all, like I'm not gonna. I've had people being like, can I sign it?
Really?
Yeah. And sometimes if there's like little kid, I'll be like, if there's like an unfinished spot, I'll be like, you can fill in this spot, but it's
adults.
It's went crazy a few times where I turned my back talking to the parent, and then he's taken that brush and gone through like some stuff that was definitely finished, but at the same time, like I got it quick, you can wipe it off, and it's fine. And I kind of like that with like showing kids, like this, you could maybe do this, if you want to, this is something you could do, But the asking to sign it,
that's
is crazy.
Almost insulting.
What's
the craziest thing someone's told you should do on a mural? I want to know that. There's so much.
All my like examples. Well, okay. What's the craziest? Because there's been a few where it's like, I have to like shut my mouth and I'll be like, that's gonna look so bad. You know what I mean?
You're better than me because I'll call them out.
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
Well, a few like the rest, like I probably can't say the name, but a few of the rest, like the businesses I worked at, the restaurants, like the employees. There was one in particular where like the employees were like giving a lot of like, oh, we think you should do this bird on it, and
I think you guys should.
Like, and after like the third of like, oh yeah, and then it's like, no, we talked and it's like, you're not paying me. You're not the one paying me. If the guy's paying me, I'll listen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think the craziest thing I had someone say, I was doing a mural for Brittany Griner and the Bring Our Families Home campaign. So I'm painting her and then all these men who were detained, right, overseas, so she could raise awareness on the Suns arena. And I'm working on her face, and one of her eyes is completely done, and the other one's just blank. It's just an outline, right?
Yeah.
And this guy walks by, and he goes, "You should leave the eye like that so you can raise awareness for blind disabilities." And I was like, and he called her a he. "You should leave his eye like that." And I said, "Actually, she wants to be fully painted. So no." And I was like, wow, I've heard it all.
Dang,
I'm not mad at the representation, but what? I'm painting Brittany Griner, bro. She has both of her eyes. So
they make her a cyclops?
It's so crazy. But they're not even thinking about the context of it. I'm like, on the arena, I'm probably painting something to do with the arena, you know?
Yeah.
But it's
that one's up there. That one is crazy.
Yeah. I struggle with, like, I hate when people take photos. When I lived in Germany, it's illegal to take photos without people's permission, even in public. Like, if I'm taking a picture of you and there's people behind you, they could sue me for taking that picture if it ever pops up, like, online.
That would probably help a lot of those crazy videos of people going to like grocery stores and they're like, you know, can I try to kiss people or like try to like, you know,
just doing crazy things for views.
Yeah.
But they value
yes.
They value privacy a lot in Germany, and it's a byproduct of the war. I learned, so it's like a survival thing. Really, it's like almost like a trauma response. Well, it is like a trauma response, but just like on a societal scale. But I remember one time my assistant and I were painting, and this man walked by. And we had agreed we didn't want any photos. So if we saw people taking photos, we'd ask them not to. And
just personal preference?
Yeah, just personal preference. Like,
yeah.
I think, you know, I was living in Germany at the time, so I had gotten used to people asking and it being illegal. And I actually realized I like that. I don't like strangers photographing or turning around and they just have a camera on you, you know? And
sometimes when you're painting, like,
it feels
you're
invasive.
In your scrub. Yeah. You're like, I got paint all over me. Yeah. You know, it's like.
And some people asked, some people didn't.
Yeah.
People I don't think people are used to women setting such boundaries. I think women are taught to be small and quiet and humble. But when they'd ask, I'd say no. And they were always like very taken aback. But this man was walking by.
Why'd you ask?
Right? Like, this man was walking by, walking his dog downtown at the arena. And he's like, "Great work, ladies." And my back is turned. And I was like, "Thank you." And then I hear my assistant go, "No photos, please." And he goes, "This is public property. I can do whatever I want."
Oh, turned immediately.
And I was like, I told her if he comes back, I'm saying something to him. And he came back and I was like, "Excuse me, sir. You were very rude to my assistant when she asked not to take photos." He just whips his camera out. "I can do whatever I want. This is public property. This doesn't even look good. You guys are tracing. This is ugly."
He's one of those sovereign citizen guys or whatever.
Yeah. But then it just so happened that some Phoenix...
I can film wherever I want. Yeah. It's like, dude, you're just being a jackass.
You can't tell me what to do. Yeah. It just so happened that... And he's like, "Who even gave you permission to paint on this wall? You shouldn't even be out here." He's like a Karen, you know?
I gotten those.
Oh my gosh.
I've gotten that one once or twice. You can't
escape it. But like it just so happened that there were Suns reps outside.
Yeah.
So they're like, "Excuse me, sir, we work for the Suns and we paid them to be here." So he's like, "And who are you? What's your name? Who do you work for? I'm gonna call them. This is public property." So it was just, but you know what's interesting?
Bro.
Giovanni he would pull up every now and then to hang out with us and no one would bother us while he was there. So having that male presence, or even, you know, my ex at the time, he would come out there pretty much every day. He'd bring us lunch. He'd hang out.
Yeah.
No one bothered us when there was a man out there. But it's like as soon as they were gone, it was like a bat signal went off and the crazies came out.
Yeah, they're like perfect. 2 women alone.
I know.
That's so creepy, man. I think about
so creepy.
We kind of talked about it like earlier before we were filming, but like it's so different. I think me and Paige were talking about it here too. It's like it's so different because like I'll show up like when I used to use a projector way more, so like I would have to start at night, and then you realize like, oh, if girls have to do that,
it's scary,
dude. That is so scary because like no business is open at like 10,
having your back
11,
turned, all of that.
Yeah, and then if you have headphones on, some guy could.
You can't have headphones on.
A spooky guy could come up,
That's why I had to start hiring security. I remember even with the Suns and Mercury specifically, they put orange stanchions out. Like they had to legally per city code. And there was this man one time, he slid into the stanchions and just like slid across the wall and watched me.
The creepiest movement.
And I
too.
literally was like, what are you doing? And
Like
he just kept sliding and then like slid out and left.
Like a snake.
Or one time
Dude,
I turned to the side and there's literally a man just like creeping and looking at me.
Blue steel.
It was so weird. But you know, there's just people just I've had to warn some of
Have you had the cops show up before?
No.
I had it once where the guy was like, "Why are you painting here?" And came off because I have like flashbacks, and there's obviously good cops, goes without saying, but like I was a skateboarder growing up.
Oh yeah, so you
like,
got it from the cops.
So like as a kid, you know, they're like making y'all sit on the curb, calling your parents. You're like, dude, you're skateboarding in like an undercover like in a parking lot. You know, like
who cares?
It's crazy. And so like my immediate reaction, I'm like, oh no, he thinks I'm like tagging it or something, and I like. Dude, one of the places, electric e-bikes, first place gave me a mural. They got new security, or there was a new security. He's like immediately like sergeant, you know, one of those just control freak guys. And I've been there for like, I've done like 6 murals there at this time. I've done like 14 for them, but they, my name is on the wall.
Crazy.
In there, like signed, you know?
He's like, who even are you?
Well, yeah, I'm showing up. And he's immediately like, code blue, you know, like he's immediately like going crazy. I'm like, no, I'm painting here. And he's just looking at me. He's like, do you have documentation? I was like, yeah, I do. And so I go do my thing. And then he comes back in. He's like, you need to leave. And I was like, and he's like, I need to see some sort of email. And this is where I just realized this guy was just going to make a problem anyway. So I'm like, here's the email. This is the owner of the place. I went to school with him. He owns it. Yeah. So I'm sure he's paying you. Like, this is the email from him. Blah, blah. Nothing. He's like, well, I'm going to call the cops. And I was like, well, then call them. And so I'm just in there, and I'm like rolling a wall. I'm not spray paint.
Oh
so
my
I'm
gosh,
in there
you're
rolling a wall like a criminal would break into like repaint, you know? I got my headphones on. Knock, knock. Cops. In there. Wow. And which was crazy is we kind of went back and forth. The cops still made me leave.
What?
I'm like, dude, all my... would a criminal leave? Like, I'm going to be leaving my stuff here.
That's so, actually like, crazy.
And I'm showing him like on my Instagram, like, look, this is that mural, this one's that. No, they still made me leave.
That's crazy.
Now, the owner, he got rid of that guy. So I was like, I told him, I was like, bro, I know he's my friend. He's not gonna be happy with you because we were on a timeline. Yeah. And I had like only about a few more days left. So I'm like, this is a whole day. I just got there.
Why wouldn't he just call the owner to verify before he even said anything to you?
I did try to call him. He didn't answer. But it was, in his defense, it was a place I had to work when they were closed. Okay. So this was probably like 9 or 10.
Okay. It's still weird to show him the emails and
the roller. I made all this up.
The roller is what got me.
Like I made all this up. Yeah.
I haven't run into that, I can say. I haven't run into that. But all of my murals have been very specific with like big organizations for very specific things. Like, a lot of Phoenix Mercury. I did 3 big murals back to back each year with Phoenix Mercury. I just did one for the NCAA Women's Final Four tournament. So it's like
they're more legitimized.
Yeah, and like, you know, they're putting up railing. I mean, I've learned enough to know what I need to feel safe. Yeah. So I'm like, if you can't give me security the whole time I'm out here, someone needs to come by every now and then, you know? And like Downtown Phoenix Inc., I loved working with them. They have I don't know what they're ambassadors. They have orange shirts and they ride bikes downtown.
Oh yeah,
they would.
They're like ask me something shirts. Yeah.
So they would ride by like all the time. So, you know, I am very vocal about safety because I've had stalkers in the past. I've had really. Yikes. I think as a woman, it comes with the territory. Unfortunately.
Oh, it's so much scarier.
It doesn't matter what you look like, race, background, any of that. Like, every woman experiences it. Mm-hmm. But then, you know, me, I'm in the public eye a lot, and I'm beautiful. So it comes... Hey, these parasocial relationships.
These creeps, you know?
It's crazy. And
they see you out there in the dark or just like, a light on, you know, on the wall, like a beacon, you know?
They're like, she's mine. I should not joke about that. But I've had so many weird experiences. Like, it's... So I honestly, I just tell my guys, I'm like, please come by. Like, just come by, say hello. I'll buy you some coffee. Like, if I can't hire security, because security is expensive. Like, personal security, it's a lot. But
Yeah.
I hire security at all of my events. Like, if I'm having an art show, I have security with me all night. That's just a
smart.
few feet away. I mean, I've had weird experiences at art shows with creeps from online. I get messages all the time that are like, "I saw you walking down Fillmore. Oh, I saw you at Hanny's. You're
Been
even
watching
more,
you for a long time.
literally, you're even more beautiful in real life." One guy told me to tell him when I'm ready to have babies. And when I flipped out on him,
You're a little more beautiful in life is like, all right, especially if they're good looking, you're like, all right, I'll take it. But when are you having babies or whatever?
Yeah.
That's like, bro.
Let me know when you're ready to have babies.
Yeah,
and then I flipped out on him.
Crazy.
I flipped out on him, and he made it sound like I was unreasonable to be upset. And he's like, "I'm just a fan. I've seen you around town a few times, and I fell in love. I didn't think you
should have started with that, buddy, and you should have left it at that. You could have left it at I'm a fan.
But the babies thing is wild.
I would have said, thank you, man. Pleasure to meet you. Now you made it creepy.
But you know what's crazy? I can show you my inbox, and I can show you men who talk to themselves for 2-3 years. Just it's like once a month. They're like, "Wow, you're so beautiful. Oh my gosh." And most
just a one-way conversation.
Yeah.
Hey,
not even
shoot
read.
or shoot.
I don't even leave them on red. I leave them in the spam box, so they don't even see. It's like, who are you talking to? And how many women are you terrorizing? But most women can show you this in their inbox.
Oh.
Or like,
I can only imagine
being called a bitch by men who meet me in real life because
you don't respond or whatever.
I didn't want to go on a date. That happened to me once. This guy told me to be less Beyonce and more Solange. That was insulting for a lot of reasons. But like
I'm not even sure I know what that means, but that sounds insulting.
You know Solange, right? Solange Knowles, Beyonce's little sister.
Oh, okay, yeah.
She's more like, like Erykah Badu vibe. She's more earthy, like more natural. Beyonce's more glam and like bam in your face. So he's telling me to quiet down and be a little more chill, a little more humble. Which to me,
do you think that was gonna work?
Why are you like even comparing these two women? They're both like great and beautiful in their own ways. So like, but it was just like, yeah, he told me that I rejected this man for a date. I thought he was actually really handsome. I just wasn't interested, and I think that's enough, right? It's like I'm not interested. And he's like, okay, understood. But then he kept inboxing me and trying to flirt. And one day he goes, I'm really looking forward to getting to know you one day. And I was like, well, why would you think that when I told you I didn't want to go on a date? And he's like, oh no, I don't mean right now. I mean later, when we go on a date later.
I'll be waiting.
And I was like, right? He's like, in his lair, in his evil lair. But I was like, why would you think I want to go on a date when I told you I didn't? And he's like, but you don't even know me. Why wouldn't you want to go out with me? That doesn't make sense, right? So I was like, why would you think I want to go out with you when I told you I didn't? He's like, okay, I understand. And then later it turned into a conversation about how he's met me a few times in real life and I'm a bitch and a lot of people think that I'm really stuck up and pretentious.
Oh, gosh.
I was like, good. Leave me alone,
gosh,
sir.
Yeah. Thank you. We should leave it at that. Yeah. To think that about me and
sounds like a projection.
we're not right for each other. Is what you sounds like.
He got blocked.
Glad we agreed.
Personally, I feel like
that's crazy.
I feel like if everyone likes you, then you're doing something wrong. I think if everyone likes you, that means you're abandoning yourself in some ways because you're probably leaning into people pleasing and trying to make everyone happy.
Sure.
And in turn, abandoning yourself. Not everyone's gonna like you.
Especially these creepy dudes you're talking about. Yeah.
Some people don't even have valid reasons. A lot of people will just project their own insecurities.
Yeah.
They'll be like, okay, Joe, you have this going on, and I wish I had that going on, and I don't like you for that. They're not knowing that consciously, but like, you can't take any of that personal. It has more to do with them than you, unless you give them a valid reason, unless you're mean to them or something.
Yeah.
I'm okay being mean to men, so if there's some men that don't like me, that's fine.
Hearing those stories is so because I've seen it, with girlfriends of mine or friends that are girls of mine, or like even Daisy, like they'll have got guys that they come off so nice, of like, like, oh, you're so beautiful, beautiful eyes, all that type of stuff, and then if you. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't want to go on a date, and then they turn, fuck yeah,
you're ugly anyways.
Imagine if you gave that guy a chance.
Oh my God.
This psycho that you just brought into your circle. Dude, that is, oh man.
To be honest, I don't even like when men tell me that I'm beautiful. Like, because I think that, I already know that. Like,
Those creeps have ruined it for the good guys.
I feel like, but the thing is, like, I feel I feel good when I get compliments about who I am as a person. My parents raised like a very confident young girl. It took me a long time to build my self-esteem up, but I'm in a place where like I know I'm beautiful. I think I'm beautiful in every shape, size, form that I exist in. And so a man liking me or telling me I'm beautiful is really useless to me. Like, what is your character like?
Yeah, like if that's all you see of me.
Yeah,
like,
and that's a lot of what it is. Like a lot of these men who are in my inbox, they don't interact with my artwork. They don't come to art shows. They don't buy prints. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They are
so
focused
things
on
that are
one
so
thing.
important to you, they're
Yeah.
like,
And it's crazy because
yeah.
if I post a selfie or me with my artwork, it will get way more attention than if I just post a painting. And it makes me sad. I actually really hate
I don't
vanity.
really get attention on both, so you're doing something. You're doing something right.
I mean, maybe a little lip gloss would help. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I got some extra if you want to ever try that out. You don't want that smoke. You don't want, you know. No. But yeah, it's an interesting experience, I think, as a woman, because it doesn't really matter how you exist. You get objectified by certain people. And then also like dealing with the career stuff too. A lot of times you'll deal with men who only want to work with you because they're attracted to you. I had a man once tell me, if I wasn't so attracted to you, I wouldn't be doing business with you. That was crazy. I didn't do business.
Seems like a little bit of a quid
really
pro
weird.
quo situation, or like
and he had a girlfriend.
A sketchy
it was very
thing to get in business with. A sketchy guy to get in business with anyway.
I think that was him testing the water. Let me see if he'll bite.
Yeah.
But you know, I had to enact like a what's it called? A fee for consultations because of a man who said he wanted to buy a painting, asked if we could meet for coffee to talk about it, spent 2 hours with him, all for him to never buy a painting. So I was like, okay, I'm going to have a consultation fee, $75 per hour. It's higher now, but back then that's what it was.
I've had that, and they didn't even think I was attractive. It was just a guy multiple that just wanted to waste my time.
Oh, they love it. People love artists, though, and they're so fascinated, and they just want to pick your brain.
Or they want your ideas. Yeah. That's the part where I started realizing, I'm like,
Oh, I didn't think about that. Okay, I want to tell you about this one creepy time, though.
Okay, yeah.
I had some artwork up at a store in the mall, and one of the workers called me, and she said, hey, there's this guy here, and he's interested in your work. Can I give him your number? I'm like, yeah, that's cool. So he texts me, and he's like, hey, I love your work. I'm curious about these pieces. Can I take you to dinner and we could talk about it? I was like, sure. My consultation fee is $75 per hour. And he goes, oh, I'm from an era where you could just take a woman to dinner and like pick her brain. And I was like, well, no, that's not how I operate. So you can either do that, you can pay that fee, or I have an event this Saturday at 8 a.m. Here are the details. You can come in and meet me there, right?
Yeah. I'll have security.
Yeah, right? I'm like, all my friends are there with me. Yeah. This is like very beginning of my career. So I'm still, you know, like finding my voice. And I was in every event I could get my hands on.
Yeah, and you didn't know the pitfalls of these decisions. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so, I think we all made those decisions. I didn't realize it from a girl artist. Those decisions can be way more traumatic and like scary. Way more like scary. Yeah.
So he shows up 5 minutes before the event. He's kind of like lingering, hovering, and I'm like, who's this guy? And it's right at 8. He walks over, and as he's walking over, I'm telling my girlfriend, I'm gonna go walk and get coffee. It was like an outdoor festival. Yeah. So I start walking away, and he's like, hey, like, I'm so-and-so. And I was like, oh, like, it's nice to meet you. You should check out my work. He goes, oh, actually, I'll walk with you to go get your coffee. And I was like, okay. Me now would be like,
I want you alone.
Yeah, me now would be like, that makes me uncomfortable. But back then I was like, okay. It's probably like 8 years ago.
And you want to like rep your art? At those early times, you're like, I don't want to be a bad image of my art, so I'm going to be overly nice.
You want to be nice.
And shoot myself in the foot.
And I'm naturally a nice person, but some of these men, you have to be mean to them. So anyways, we're walking, and he goes, I wrote a poem for you. So he hands me this paper, and I was like, oh, this is so nice. I'll read it later. He goes, no, I want you to read it now. I want to see your reaction. So I was like, oh my God.
Too much, man.
I open it, and it's literally a poem about how he walked into this mall and didn't expect to find anything. But then he was amazed at what he saw on the walls, and it was like he found love. And he drew a stick figure picture of me. And to this day, I don't know if he drew big...
You got that on your fridge?
Oh my God. To this day, when he drew the stick figure, I don't know if he drew big hoop earrings or if it was like big boobs that were just circles on the stick. I don't know which one it was. But either way,
Oh my gosh.
it freaked me out. It made me uncomfortable.
You're looking at it like, do I say thank you or
Yeah. He
run?
could tell I was uncomfortable. And that's when he was like, okay, I'm going to go like look around. And then he left me alone. But how creepy for him to like fall in love looking at the artwork and then write a poem. And I don't know. Part of me is like, I get the fan thing, right? Like, I think.
Yeah, in one sense, it's a compliment, right?
Yeah, like a lot of. But to me, it's like, you know, I've had like a woman come to my show and she's like, I just spent my last $5 to buy a sticker from your table. And I hopped on the bus and I made it here last minute. Will you sign my shoe for me? To me, that's like, yeah, okay, girl.
Yeah.
I'm down for this.
Yeah.
The poem thing, maybe if it was a different type of poem. It all felt uncomfortable and weird because I've had people make stuff for me. I think the craziest was this guy who had, he said he had personality disorder, 14 personalities, and one of them made the painting for me. He didn't remember. So that was interesting. I'll leave it at that. But that was, it was a very detailed painting. There's a lot of stories behind it.
Yeah.
So people, I mean,
that's an interesting interaction.
People brought me jewelry. They brought me flowers. Girls come dressed like me to my art shows. Like, I get all of that, but I think there's like a certain, even the personality thing, I'm like, it's kind of cool, you know? Like, one of his personalities made a painting for me. That's kind of dope, right? Yeah. Like, that's dope. Yeah. So,
like, I hope I'm getting that one right now.
Multiple of you were thinking of me. That's kind of fun. Like, you like my art. Yeah. But I think some of these men, like, they cross borders, and, you know, I have so many stories I could tell. But a lot of them creep me out, man. And I go off of my instinct.
Oh, yeah.
I go off of my instinct. I've had just crazy, I'm like having all these like war flashbacks.
Oh,
right
gosh. Oh, my gosh.
Enough
That's so
to hire
spooky.
security at all of my shows. We'll just leave it at that.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's why I stay inside.
Hey, at least you got people showing up to your shows.
That's a good point. That's a good point. At least they come. So it's not just like me and the security guard and the curator.
Oh man, that is so. It's funny that you survived it, or like that nothing bad happened there.
Yeah.
Those stories are funny.
Yeah.
But at the time, I assumed that was.
Some of them are stressful.
So spooky.
Or creepy. You know, it just reminds you. I think I'm also pretty well known, so it gets a little stressful, like going out to just do regular things. I get a lot of messages, oh, I saw you walking down the street, or
oh boy,
people will stop me at like, you know, Mercury Games or grocery stores, or for the most part, I say 99% of the time, people are just really kind and just happy to be able to meet me. Yeah. There's always that 1% that make me have to hire security.
Oh, there was a point I was taking pictures of you when you're
working.
Yeah, like obviously your personal choice. For me, I don't mind, but this is what annoys me. This is what really annoys me. Is I'll be like, yeah, add me on that and tag me.
They're like, huh?
Bro, the amount of I can remember like 3 that tagged me, like walking around, like when you're in public.
Yeah,
it's like now that's what makes. And
so
obviously
weird,
I can't
right?
do anything about it and whatever. At least they like my art. I kind of just settle it as that. I'm like, at least they like my art. But you're getting a picture for your little story on Instagram to be like,
and you have your sign out,
post,
I'm sure.
But you don't care to post the guy that painted it. Like, that's just a little thing you can do.
To support your local artist.
Tell that to the people. It's an important thing. If you like art, it means so much to the artist to tag them. Because
it really
so many people don't.
All it takes is that one person seeing the post to get you the biggest job of your life. Or whatever. Make other people happy. I don't know. Get followers. Like, there's so much that can come from it. But it's such a small way to support. If you take the time to post it.
Yeah.
Have you ever, like, found images of your murals and stuff that people haven't tagged you in online?
Yeah. For sure.
That one's always annoying. I always comment under, like, nice artwork.
I usually try to be like, hey, you know, tag me on this. I appreciate it. I like if they post it, but yeah.
I think, you know, that's the hard part about murals is once you do it, you kind of give it to the city and you have to step away from it. And Because, you know, one thing that I think is interesting with my work specifically is I get a lot of rappers who do music videos in front of my art.
Oh, that's dope.
It's so dope, but then there's like that one whack rapper that just has a terrible song, and I'm like,
I don't want this on my.
Don't use my mural.
I don't want to be included with this.
But then there's like some incredible rappers and
Yeah.
singers who I listen to regularly,
Yeah.
filming in front of my stuff, and I'm like, yes, I loved it, but I have no control.
Yeah.
My Baldwin mural has been a very popular piece for photo shoots and for, you know, sure.
Yeah, the Baldwin one. That's one I wanted to talk to you about.
Yeah.
Because that's on like the side of the building.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude. I've driven that street so many times, seen that mural, and I never knew who did it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of people don't know. It's not in my style. I think so. You know,
You can't see I don't know if you have your name on there or whatever,
it's
but
like
you usually see it when you're driving.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't really
look at the name while you're driving.
Yeah, that's
It's
so dope that you did it. I always wondered whose that was.
Yeah, I think it's cool too to have it done by a Black woman. At the time, there weren't any murals done by Black women downtown, which is so crazy to think about. I love our art community is so diverse. Like I think Spray and Play was a great example of the diversity within our mural community.
Yeah.
I think Giovanni did a really good job of curating that.
Yeah.
There were so many different cultures and backgrounds, and seeing everyone work together was incredible.
Yeah, that was so fun.
So the fact that that wasn't reflected in the mural scene in the community that was just 6 years ago. You know, the fact that it wasn't being reflected then is so crazy to me. I love that it is more now.
Yeah.
But
do you think there's more like Black mural artists now, or do you think it's that people are more like, I don't know.
There's definitely more.
I don't know what the reason is.
Yeah, there's definitely more. I think that just systemically, we're not considered as much for things. I think I view myself as like a unicorn when it comes to the art community here. Because when I started, I only knew of one other Black artist. This is maybe 15 years ago when I started the career chase. I've been full-time for 10 years, but I started way before that. And I remember Chris Rhymes is his name. I remember us sitting down and being like, we have to support each other. Like, we're the only ones, you know?
Yeah.
So I was able to create something that wasn't here and kind of get a leg up. But also my work it's unique and it's different and it's strong. So
yeah.
I've been able to build really great relationships because of that. And my character has shown through. And so, you know, like organizations know what they get with working with me.
Yeah.
But I still face adversity. I think it's being a Black woman. There's a lot of cultural things in my work that people don't understand. Even different like gallery owners that I've worked with, like they don't understand the work, but they understand it enough to know there's something really powerful here that's going to pop.
Yeah.
And I want to show this work, you know?
Yeah.
Or like different collectors who buy my work, but they'll talk about it, and the way they talk about it, I'm like, okay, they don't understand the cultural context. So I think this is why representation is so important. Like, for example, I was sitting on a grant panel and we were reviewing art samples, and there was an art sample that popped up. It was a music video, but it was like spoken word.
Yeah.
And there was this guy, I was the only Black person on the panel, and this guy, one of the judges goes, it just looks like another rap video. And I was like, well, actually, it's not a rap video, and let's talk about the context of what we're seeing here.
Yeah. And
then other people joined in, and I was able to provide the cultural context that helps you understand what you're looking at, and then we can judge it properly, like score it properly, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that's why it's so important that we have representation, because we have so many cultures here, like that deserve to be recognized and celebrated. There's beauty in all of them. So how do we highlight that and teach people? So there's definitely way more Black muralists. You know, I could name so many off tops. I think even just going to like the Pemberton, there's so many murals there by Black artists. It's really beautiful to see.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably like the most diverse mural area in the city.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope we continue down this route, and I hope to continue to be like like an advocate for diversity. I also think like it's important to not have the same artists doing everything all the time. There's so many of us here. And that goes for me too. Like, you know, if I've done something 3 years in a row, maybe it's time to bring someone else in. Like, I think that makes sense. I think there's enough for all of us to have.
Definitely enough.
The world's bigger than our city. We can expand if we want to. I went to Germany and had art shows there, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, the Baldwin mural was great for representation and for just kind of opening up doorways for other Black artists.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so because I've talked to Giovanni about this too, and like I just I grew up going to the skate park. There's people of all races there.
Right,
I
at
never
the skate
like
park for sure.
I never like I don't know, I guess I don't see things that way. Like I'm never like, oh, that's this race artist. Oh, that's this. I just like I like rap music. I like rock music. I just liked what I liked, you know, and like had friends. If this person was a jerk, I wasn't friends with them. It wasn't based on anything else. So, but then when I hear, you know, you hear things of like what happens in real life and like real situation where it's like actual people like that are, you know, choosing or not choosing you because of your race or whatever, and I don't know. It just sucks it sucks to hear, and then but it's like, yeah, it just sucks. I can't believe. I mean, obviously, I believe that it happens, but I'm like, I'd like to believe that wouldn't happen.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I think a lot of people think like that. Like, I wish this wasn't a thing, but I think the reality is it is, and the only way we can fix it is by confronting it head on. Just like my Baldwin mural, the quote is, "Not everything that's faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it's faced," right? So I'm biracial. My mom is white and my dad's Black. And I grew up with, there's like a white Mormon family and a Black Baptist family. And I saw them intermingle, and it shouldn't make sense. Like, it shouldn't make sense, them intermingling, but it did. And what I learned is that white people love me and Black people love me. And I went into the world thinking that was true. And I learned that it wasn't, that I was going to deal with white people who were afraid of me or who didn't like me or who didn't want to work with me. There are sports organizations that I won't name that wanted to work with me to work on Black themed projects, and then turned around and told me it was too Black and we can't do this now. We can talk off air about that one.
That's wild. Yeah.
And what was crazy about that is I told them, this feels really performative. You guys don't really have a lot of Black players. How can we make this true to the community? How can you do some outreach in the community? And if you don't do these things, I don't want to work with you.
Yeah.
And then I presented a design thinking they would think it was too Black, and they were like, no, we love it. And once it was going to go to production, the executives stepped in and were like, nah, this is too much. Like, we can't do this. That was kind of the first.
Shout them out. No, I'm just kidding.
Right?
No, that's crazy.
That was like the first big, I think, kind of rejection I felt because of my race.
Yeah.
And so think about this little girl who grew up around white and Black people who loved her and adored her unconditionally. Yeah. And you go into the world and it's not that. It's I'm still unlearning and unpacking some things because of that. But it's the sad reality, and I think it's very nuanced for us. There are things that maybe aren't so blatant, like me being at a party for an arts organization and a tipsy woman coming up to me and saying, "You're such a beautiful color." This happened just a few months ago. So, and then I'm talking to my mom about it, and she's like, "What? Stuff like that happens?" And I'm like, "Mom, it would have been weird if that didn't happen." And then she told me that I was giving Barbados vibes and kind of reminded her of Riri. And I just was like, thank you. What a high compliment. Like, what am I supposed to say to that? But the color thing is interesting. So, but I think, like, you know, the system is working well. And because you're a white man, there are certain things that you don't have to think about. And because I'm a Black woman, there are things I have to think about. And the system's just designed to be that way. So it's neither of our fault, but it's always our responsibility to see things for what they are and stand up for whoever needs to be stood up for and be a voice of what's right and what's good, you know?
Yeah.
And so it's important that we're all advocates. And that might look like me advocating for my Latina friend, you know? It might look like the Asian person advocating for their Black friend. It could look like different things.
Yeah, and you can't do everything. You're not going to do one thing right. Yeah.
But as long as we support each other and, you know, we live in reality and we help each other,
Yeah.
I think the art community is a great example of what that looks like for different races, backgrounds, genders, sexualities to come together.
Yeah.
And work together and love each other. And I think the art community could be a good example for the rest of the country. And I like to think that most people are loving at heart in this country.
There's jerks in every race group.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
It's just ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think the World Cup showed me, specifically Lawrence, I think Kansas. I don't know if you saw the story about the city of Lawrence hosting the Algeria team. Do you know about this?
I didn't know.
You should Google this, but the way that I sobbed watching these videos, but this little small town, primarily white people, they were chosen by the Algeria national team to be the host city.
Okay,
and
yeah.
They leaned into that so hard.
Yeah.
Some of them learned the language. They made sure they had food. They waited out till 3 a.m. for the bus to arrive to cheer them on. It was like, I was like, this is the America we all wish we had.
Yeah.
And I like to think that there's so many Americans like this.
Yeah.
But we're just bombarded with the negative online, you know?
Yes.
I think that's a big
100%.
part of it. I think that's a big part of it. It also,
100%.
I think that keeps
Gets
us in a
clicks and comments.
it keeps us in a stress state.
Yeah.
I think that helps capitalism, you know?
Yeah. Yes. All that.
Staying stressed,
I hate
you know?
that stuff.
So, but I feel like I'm surrounded by too many good people. I have friends of all backgrounds.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it can't just be us. It can't just be our bubble.
Yeah.
So the World Cup has kind of, I think, shown me the joy that Americans can bring.
Yeah.
And people of all backgrounds kind of uniting. Like Scotland was in Boston.
Oh,
and
yeah.
They drunk the city dry. Like, I love that. That's amazing. Seeing everyone out in kilts, drinking beer. Like,
yeah.
oh, it's so great. Like, it was so great. So,
yeah.
Yeah, you know, I wish we could all just be kumbaya, but that's not the reality of the world.
No,
so.
there's darkness in the world. There's light. There's good, and it's a sad truth that it's like that.
Yeah,
and
you just gotta be a good person.
Yeah, I feel like art, just in general, like I've always liked musicians, skateboarders, painters, all that stuff. Like it's just comedians. It's just like if you're good at it. I like you for that. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
But okay,
people are people is what we're saying.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, let's go back to your art stuff because there's a lot of stuff I have questions about with your art in particular. Do you remember that first painting that you sold?
Like original or like commission?
Let's go original because that's usually a little bit more close to heart.
I do. I had to really think about it. It was my first solo show in 2014.
Okay.
And
that's back there.
Yeah.
2014.
And one of my high school friends and his friend showed up and he bought this painting. I painted a woman's face, but her skin was the earth. And under her cheek, there was an Africa, and she was crying like a tear of blood that like bled onto Africa.
Oh.
Because at the time, I was like learning about the civil war in Libya and what was happening there.
Yeah.
And I was just kind of exploring it in my work, like Mother Nature, and so he bought that. I think I sold it for like, I don't know, $100 maybe.
And that's good.
Yeah.
That's good for the first one.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, that's a lot better than mine.
Shout out to anyone who got a painting that cheap from me because I don't have any of that price anymore. Yeah. So, but yeah, that's crazy that I
save that. That's going to be worth.
Yeah.
That's worth a lot more now, and it's going to keep going up.
Yeah. That was the first one.
Okay, cool. I think I sold mine for like $20 on campus.
That sounds about right.
And I probably took, it probably didn't look good, but it took 8-10 hours. And then you sell it for $20, but I was so stoked. Same with like the first mural.
Yeah.
Did not get paid a good price, but I was, you're like so excited that somebody wants to buy something that you make.
Actually, I started selling work when I was 14.
Oh, yeah?
But it was drawings, though. So
okay, I think that counts.
My first drawing, I think I sold for $40 on campus. And then kids would commission me. But my first big commission came from an NBA agent when I was 15. And he paid me $500. He bought all my supplies. So, I went crazy with the Prismacolor pencils.
At what age?
15.
Oh, $500 at 15. You're like, I'm...
Back in the day, I think that was like 2003 or something, 2004. Yeah. And then he was like, I'm also going to send you to 3 NBA games of your choice with locker room passes. So I got to like go back where like the players came out and like get autographs for some of my favorite players. Ooh. So it
for
was...
the Suns?
Yeah, but it was like the opposing team though. I got to wait by their locker room.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. And
that's
then
so dope.
He made sure I met some of his players, and it was a dope experience. To be commissioned by an agent at 15 is...
Yeah.
Wow. That was dope.
I bet at that age you're like, it's going to be smooth sailing from here,
I don't even know what I was... I think it took me like 8 months to even do his drawing because I was slacking so hard. And... Yeah, but
at that age you don't have like...
No, you're like, whatever, I'm just trying to vibe right now.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I consistently had people buying work for like $40, $50, $60, That's a lot of money to a kid, though.
Yeah.
That was back when chips were like 50 cents. So imagine the damage I could do with $40.
$40 would go a long way as a kid.
Yeah, a lot of Taco Bell, a lot of Jack in the Box tacos.
Oh, yeah.
Clothes at the mall, you know. Like, I was pretty made.
And off your art, that's such a cool
it's crazy
thing to happen at that age.
Yeah.
That's
and then
awesome.
It just, it progressed over time, and now it's like we're playing in bigger leagues. So yeah, it's exciting.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
The artwork that you've been doing with the guns and stuff like that. How did you? What's the? Because you've done. Is that like a series, or is that part of like one show?
It's a theme. In a lot of my work.
I just wanted to ask you about that theme because I see it in a lot of your work. I think it was the first thing that I saw.
Yeah,
was the one with the blue gun. I think it
is.
I think that was the first one I saw. I was walking. Did you have that? My memory might be bad here, but did you have that on Roosevelt to the left, right as you go past like I think now it's like Green something Brewery in those?
Oh yeah, at Modified Arts.
Did you have a show there?
I did.
Did you have those there? So I think I walked through.
I don't think I had the blue gun ones there, but I did have a lot of toy guns in that show. That's a running theme. So basically, like, the guns came about while I was exploring safety and protection as a girl. So
you got to keep that thing on.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
So the interesting thing is, like, I never paint real guns. It's always toy guns. People are very freaked out by the guns. I'm going to have to do better at explaining this online. But I was just exploring like the way women have to overcompensate to protect themselves. And I thought about like a little girl, how can she protect herself? She really can't. So the toy gun is kind of like a symbol of like wanting to protect herself, but it's also a reminder that you're looking at a child because I paint a lot of children, specifically girls. I would never paint a little boy with a gun because I paint primarily Black children. And historically, Black boys with toy guns have been murdered by police. So that's not the message I'm trying to convey.
It doesn't hit the...
it's a completely different message. So the gun...
That's cool that you, like, the sensitivity you have to that.
There's, like, nuances, like I was mentioning, like, within the Black community, So, yeah, the guns, it's like it's screaming, like, I'm going to protect myself. It's almost like this idea of, like, if you won't protect me, then who will? I have no choice, But it's also like, what is she really going to do with that toy? So it's supposed to like, it's supposed to make you uncomfortable. It's supposed to make you think about the fact that women are not safe, no matter where they are. Statistically, women are more likely to be killed by their partner, their significant other, by someone they know. So it's like, you're not safe in your home, outside of your home. And I'm not saying every woman, right? But these are just what statistics show us.
Sure, yeah.
Also, a new stat that came out in recent years.
We just talked about all the creeps.
Right?
Just from like a few art shows and a few murals,
You're not safe anywhere.
Yeah.
But, another statistic that I think is really uncomfortable, and I wasn't trying to explore this, but I think it's worthy of conversation through my work, is that the number one leading cause of death in children in the United States are guns. So it's, somebody told me, I gave a lecture this morning, and this woman said that art is supposed to, what did she say? art is supposed to comfort the disturbed and disturb the comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I see my work. If
Yeah.
it's not making you uncomfortable, I'm not doing my job.
Yeah.
In that discomfort is growth. Like, think about going to the gym. I am uncomfortable lifting, shoulder pressing 100 pounds, but my muscles are growing.
Yeah.
Like, and you keep doing it, and then you get heavier and heavier, and you learn things about yourself.
Yeah.
So my art should really be a tool for growth, internal growth. And the more we understand about each other's experiences, the more compassion and empathy we can show up with for one another.
Yeah.
So yeah, the guns, people take them at face value. They get really scared. I had interesting feedback from a curator the other day. She absolutely loved the work, but she's like, but it also makes me uncomfortable because I have a child. So it forces you to think about uncomfortable things.
Okay.
And I think that's okay.
I think that's good.
I think it's good too. I did my job.
Yeah.
If you hate it, I love that.
I think the worst place to be in art is like just complacent.
Yeah.
You know, that's like the worst,
Safe.
probably the worst opinion I could get on my art is like, it's all right.
It's cool.
You know, if somebody doesn't love it, you kind of want them to be like, why did that make me feel this certain way about it? And I think once you explain that, I think that makes those pieces, I already like those pieces.
Yeah.
And that makes them so much cooler.
Yeah, once you
And I also do think carrying the thing on you as a girl or as a guy, good people with guns
I got
is
a
good.
gun.
Good people with guns,
yes.
I got some too. Good people with guns, people give them, bad people give them a bad name, but they're out there too.
Yeah.
And you keep your loved ones and yourself.
Protect yourself.
Yeah. But the way you explained it with the girl, like the child, like, that's why I love hearing this stuff, because it makes that artwork like have so much more of like a cool meaning.
You look at it differently. And the protection can move beyond physical. It's also mental and emotional, right? Like I've experienced emotional abuse. I was with a partner who did not keep me safe from himself. And, he had...
Sorry about that.
It's okay. I've grown a lot from that experience, but in his mind, he was keeping me safe from the world by making sure no one messed with me, But he couldn't keep me safe from his own wrath and
like
his own unhealed wounds. Yeah. Very controlling, very critical, very demeaning at times. I really couldn't do anything right, to be honest. It was the way I cooked, the way I dressed. Yeah. I think it was just projection. I think that he saw something great in me and wanted that for himself and felt like he couldn't obtain it. I think it was hard for him to see me be so genuine and get so much love. Yeah. And he didn't, because he wasn't genuine. It was like he always had this facade, and people could see, you can see through that. It's pretty easy. Yeah. So it had more to do with him. He'll continue to be this way with other people. I know it's not a me thing. I'm very accountable. I can hold myself accountable for things, but I do know that this experience with emotional abuse, it didn't have anything to do with me. And this was a pattern he had exhibited with other relationships as well. Oh. So I just didn't really understand. I didn't know what abuse looked like. So my therapist was trying to tell me. She would literally ask, do you think this is emotional abuse? Or I would tell her something he said and she'd be like, stop. Are you okay? Because that was really mean. And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. Like, he just doesn't know how to use his words. He's learning. I got to teach him. 3 years
That's probably something he said when he was saying sorry one day to manipulate you further. I just don't know how to use my words.
He wouldn't even say sorry. I'd always end up apologizing. So it was one of those, You made me
master manipulators make you
sure.
feel bad when they're doing the wrong thing.
But I knew something was wrong, But, when we're talking about protection and in the context of girls and women, there are multiple forms of protection: mental, emotional, physical. Yeah. How do we foster that for our girls, And I think the same can be said for men and boys too. I think we need to create better safe spaces for emotions and expression and just hold space for men in general to commune with each other or share stories. I think as a whole in society, we can do a lot better with protection. But because I'm a woman and my work leans so heavy into feminism and Black feminism, I choose to focus on that piece, girls and women. So yeah.
Dude, that's dope.
The context
matters. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about you, if you talk with other artists, like, I'm just always so interested about because there's certain pieces where I painted and that I'm like, I just thought it looked cool. But then ones that are deeper, like I love talking about that stuff.
Yeah,
and like,
it's fascinating.
yeah, it brings you so much like closer to that artist, and then also like gives a whole new meaning to that.
Yeah.
To that piece of work. Do you have a favorite painting you've ever done?
I always get asked this question and I never really know how to answer it. I think it was this painting.
There's probably like 4 or 5 you could think of, right?
So I think for me, it's not even about what the painting looked like, but what story came of it. Mm-hmm. And for me, it's this painting I did at Nipsey Hussle. Do you know who Nipsey Hussle is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I love Nip. I got him tattooed on my leg, but
I painted him too as well.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I like his music a lot before too.
Yeah, I feel like that he's like a real hustlers, anthem kind of guy. Mm-hmm. But I met him in 2015. I really wanted to meet him, and I just made a plan. Like, I like to play chess, and so with my career, I kind of see it as a chessboard. Mm-hmm. And I was like, he's coming in a week. How can I get this painting in front of him? So I made a plan. And then 5 days later, I was standing in front of him with the painting. Like, the plan worked. Yo, incredible.
Dude, what?
It was crazy. It was so crazy. And I remember...
That's awesome.
So I made this painting of him, and I loved it. It was a gift to my brother, and I brought it. And I was like, you can't have this because it's for my brother, but can you sign it? And he was just so in awe of my work. And I remember he followed me. At the time, you could see who people followed in order. Yeah. And the only people he followed when he came to Phoenix was the company he got his Maybach from and me. And I was like, wow, I left an impression on this guy.
Dope.
But I was talking to him and he was like, this is dope. I seen your stuff on Instagram. And I wore these shirts with like one of my paintings of him, me and my friends. And he's like, I seen those shirts too. Those are fire. So I'm getting ready to leave.
That's so sick.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to leave. And he calls me back and he's like, yo, and he shakes my hand and he's like, keep doing what you're doing. And I was just kind of nonchalant. I was like, I will. And he's like, no, I'm serious. Keep doing what you're doing. So that was a Friday. And I left, and all weekend I was like, oh my God, I did that in 5 days. What can I do in 5 years or 10 years? Yeah. With that type of like mentality. So
one of those like confidence.
Yeah. Boosts. So I just like, not even that. It was just like an eye opener. Like, yo, I'm capable of more than I realize. Yeah. If I apply myself. So yeah, that Monday I decided, I drove to work crying because I was like, I can't do this anymore. I need to chase my dreams. Got to work, called in from the parking lot, told him I was sick, turned around, went home, and made a plan.
I remember driving to work crying too at my office job.
It was terrible.
Like, bro, that sucks so bad.
And I was working at the Boys and Girls Club. I was working with kids, so it wasn't even like, a traditional job, but still, I preached to my teens how they should chase their dreams. Yeah. Who was I to not do that? Yeah. So then I always told myself I would thank him one day, and I got the chance to in 2017. My friend asked me to show art at her event, and then 2 weeks later she announced he was going to perform. So I told her my story, and I was like, if you don't mind, I just want to thank him. And I got to have a really dope conversation with him, and I have these really great pictures where I'm literally like, and he's just laughing, Yeah. He was such a dope guy. And so that painting was the catalyst for something bigger for me. It changed the trajectory of my career, and the experiences I got to have with my absolute favorite artist right before he got killed. Like, those are invaluable memories. So that so many people wish they had,
Yeah, and if you didn't chase it when you knew you felt it, you're like, I'm just going to go for this, you would have none of those memories.
I learned a lot from that painting and that experience. So that is my favorite painting. I think it's actually a dope painting visually too. I think it's really solid and it's my aesthetic. But yeah, if I had to pick one, it'd be that one because it changed my life.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great answer. That's a great answer. Do you have favorite mediums that you use? Like, are you oil? I know you mentioned earlier you're like graphite and then colored pencils and then I don't know what you use for that mural, but then you're like, I found oil. Yeah. What's your favorite right now?
If I could choose anything, it would be colored pencil.
Oh, really?
I love colored pencil. It's just so slow and unforgiving. Yeah. And I haven't done a colored pencil drawing in probably like 5-6 years. So, but it's always been my favorite. I love the control a pencil gives you. I love the crispness, and I can get the details down to the bead of sweat, Yeah. And I live for the details. But painting is so much quicker. It's much more forgiving. I can go bigger, faster, you know, so.
Yeah, it's hard to do like a big colored pencil.
I know it is. But if I got to choose any medium that just to work with forever, it'd probably be that one.
Okay.
If all my bills were paid and I could just make things, it'd be that one.
That one's the most like satisfying to you to use?
Yeah.
Okay.
What about you? Cool. What's your favorite medium?
I usually use like acrylic or spray paint. Spray paint has like, it scratches at like an itch of like, it's satisfying to paint like big things so quick, and like big fills and like those nice like shade, like the shading with them is awesome. But like acrylic is what I started with.
Yeah.
And like there's certain paintings that I'm probably like more, I think I'm more satisfied when I finish like a good, really good like acrylic painting canvas than when I am with a mural. Partially because my skill, like I feel a little bit more comfortable with a brush, and like you were saying, like you can get those fine-tuned details where spray paint, and it's something I've had to learn, is like you have to be a little bit okay with like some imperfections almost make it better.
Yeah.
You know, it gives it that cool, it gives it like a cooler look. And I just have a hard time with that. I like overcook pieces where it's like, that looks okay, 99%. And then I go and change it. Now I've got to change this whole section with the spray paint. And it's like, it's a lot. But,
it's rough.
Yeah. But I love spray paint.
I haven't learned spray paint yet.
Acrylic is,
I think
it's closer to home because that's where I started with.
I do love acrylic. I was trained in oil in school. And then I was like, oil's wild. I don't want to use this. It's all toxic and like.
Yeah, they say that's what got Bob Ross.
Oh, God. It got Van Gogh.
Oh, yeah? Because you constantly, like, wringing out that brush.
Because he was licking the tip of his brush. The day I saw
dropping it in your coffee, you know?
We've all done that. We've all done that. Yeah. And we still put our cup down next to our paint water. The day I saw my professor wearing latex gloves while she painted was the day I was like, I'm not using oil anymore.
Yeah.
No way.
I totally, like, I have that. It's a love-hate with spray paint, because spray paint is, like, not great for you.
Yeah.
Either, you know, especially painted indoors. Yeah, it's not great. It's kind of like the yin and the yang thing. It's like, you got it for all this good, there is some bad that comes with it. There's balance. Like, yeah, exactly. There's some balance to it.
Yeah.
Okay. This rapid fire section. So this section, I'm going to ask you two different things. Now, some of these I have asked already, but I got a few in here. And then you just have to pick one or the other. You give a description if you want, or you can just leave it at that.
Okay.
If you don't want to, we usually would drink, but you could drink of your coffee.
Okay.
Okay. We just that. But let's just oil or acrylic.
Acrylic.
Okay. Portraits or scenery?
Portraits. I do like cityscapes. It's like my secret passion.
Oh yeah.
That no one knows about until now. So
cityscapes. Okay. Are we going to be seeing any of those in the future? Or is that
maybe
for you?
I like to keep it for me. I like to not like monetize it or make it a thing, but maybe I'll show some stuff one day.
I'm a firm believer you gotta keep some things just for you.
You gotta make just to make sometimes. That's why we started, right, as kids, because we like making things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And when everything's for like a client or everything, and thank God for the clients.
Yeah.
Not mad at that, but you got to keep creating things for yourself.
Yeah.
Because it turns out to like help all the client work too look better.
I agree.
Okay. Which leads me to my next. Client work or personal?
Personal.
Okay. The client work keeps
what artist says client work? Come on.
Hey, having the bills paid is nice.
You know, that is nice. But how rare is it to have a client that's like, do your thing, I'll leave you alone. I have one collector like that.
Yeah.
She's confused when I check in with her. She's like, I trust you. That's why I'm letting you like.
That is such a blessing to have.
I'm not used to that. Yeah.
Yeah. That is such a blessing to have because, and you've worked with her before?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Many
so
times.
then you know that she actually means that?
Yeah, we have a rhythm.
Because,
and she doesn't care about price or time. Take 6 months if you need it. Yeah.
That's a great.
I wish that for all of my artist friends.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah. Oh man. What a great client to have. Okay. Podcasts and audiobooks or reading?
Podcasts. For sure.
Heck yeah. I agree.
And audiobooks. Can I choose? Wait, no. Audiobooks go with reading. And then podcasts. Those are the choices?
Audiobooks and podcasts are one.
Okay.
And then
Yes,
Reading
audiobooks
like
and podcasts.
physical book.
Yeah, I have a lot of books, but I prefer audio.
Me too. And I tell people that I read it, but I've listened to
You
it.
did, though.
Yeah.
You read.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite book?
Yeah, The Prophet by Khalil Gibran.
Okay, what is it like a self-help book, or is it like
No, I mean,
nonfiction?
Could be. It's the book basically is about this prophet named Al Mustafa, and his people left him stranded by accident in a town and left. And so every day, I think for 10, 20 years, he goes to the beach to wait for them. And finally the ship comes for him, and all of the people are sad because he had wandered these years and given them knowledge. So basically the book is different people asking, before you leave, tell us of love. Before you leave, tell us of pain. And each chapter is pain, love, giving, wealth. So it's very, that's one book that I have physically read and continue to read. I at one point memorized the chapter on pain. They're very short, but it's an incredible read. He was a Lebanese philosopher and artist, so also drawings. I have one of his drawings tattooed on the back of my leg. He's the one that came up with that quote, "If you love something, let it go, and if it comes back, it belongs to you."
That was him?
Yeah. He's very famous. That book is one of the all-time best-selling books in the world. So it's kind of like my Bible, is how I see it. But I think everyone should read it, honestly.
Okay, I'm going to have to put that on my reading audiobook list.
And check out his artwork, too. So good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right on. All right, we'll put a picture of that book. Would you like other people to know about it?
Yes.
All right, we'll put a picture of it right here. And usually through like the whole thing, if we're talking about a painting, whatever, we'll put it up on
cool.
Put it up on the screen. Painting with music or no music?
Music, 10,000%.
Me too. Giovanni says he doesn't like listening to anything. Audiobooks, music.
Just his thoughts.
Yeah.
There's probably a lot of thoughts because he has a lot of ideas. So he's like, it's too much already. That's funny. What? Is he a serial killer? I got questions.
Dude, I don't want to listen to my thoughts for that many hours of the day.
This is the escape.
Maybe that's like your thing about boredom, which I think there is something to say about. I heard like musicians or comedians were like, when you're driving to the club, don't listen to music because you're gonna think about your set, and like there's gonna be something that might pop up.
Interesting.
That wouldn't come if you were listening to something. But
maybe he's onto something.
When I'm opening up paint cans, or I gotta listen to something, especially to start the day. I gotta get into, because there's like that hour when you're first starting like a job where you're kind of like wading through the mud, and then you catch your rhythm. And music helps so much with that.
My favorite are true crime documentaries. Like I love listening to like crazy stories, unsolved mysteries type stuff.
Yeah.
So the thing is,
Crime Junkie.
Yeah, I love Crime Junkie.
Yeah.
What I've learned is when my brain is occupied, my body goes into autopilot and I work faster and more efficient. So
100%.
But if I'm listening to music, usually I'm thinking about emotions, and then I think about this one sad story from my past, and the next thing I know, I'm crying and I'm feeling, and I'm like, no, I don't need this right now.
You don't need that.
I have therapy on Thursday. It can wait.
Yeah, listening to like podcasts and stuff like that, stories. It really it can almost it makes the time go by so fast.
It really does.
Nice.
It really does.
Yeah. Okay, having social media existing or no social media?
No social media.
Just.
We did find as kids.
It makes it hard to show your art, though.
People were successful as artists when there was no social media.
It's harder, though.
You didn't say no internet.
That's true. So you could have a website, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Yes.
That's true.
And you can email people.
All right, checkmate on that one.
When I designed my business, I said I need to create something that if social media shut down, my business would still function. So that's how I operate. I think social media
That's an important thing.
Yeah, I think everyone should operate that way. And to me, what that
social media shut down, you need something that your business would still exist. Right? What did you say?
Yeah, if social media shut down today, my business would still function.
Yeah.
Like not much would change. And I think where I've struggled is all of my marketing is done on social media, but really I only have to post my art shows once and like people are going to come.
Yeah.
So if I could still get the word out, but there's other ways to do that. But I think that, dang, I just lost my train of thought. I've been up since 4 this morning, so I'm like,
Oh, you had meetings. You had a lot already.
no, I was at the gym. I go to the gym at 5 in the morning.
Do you?
Yeah, it's like
That's what's up.
I don't have to, but it's like a discipline thing. Like if I can do this, I can do anything.
Yeah.
So I've been doing it for a couple of years.
Let's go.
I used to be there at
like,
4:45 with my trainer. She's there at like 3:30.
Dang. That's too early for
That's
me.
why she has a 6-pack.
I like the gym and stuff. Is that part of your artistic ritual too? Because I find it to be like a thing that really like helps me. Like anytime I'm gonna go work on something, I have to go either run or go to the gym before. Not even. It's just mentally. It does so much for me.
It like ups your good feeling hormones.
Yeah.
But also what my trainer has helped me a lot with is just the physicality of creating. I'm able to move better, squat longer, bend this way and that way, and so the strength training really helps with career stuff too.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't even know what we were talking about before that.
Oh man, it was something off social media and.
Yeah. What I was gonna say, I think this is important to say, is what I realized in wanting to have a business that could function without social media. That meant that I had to go out and really meet people and build relationships. So, if you can do that, you can be successful. People did it before, they could do it again.
Yep.
I think Gen Z would probably crash out for sure if social media died, but millennials would be okay. We'd figure it out. Yeah, we'd be fine.
That is so true because your Instagram could just shut down.
Yeah.
I don't hold the keys to it. It could just shut down.
Yeah.
What do you do? What are your followers? I got 200,000 followers. They're all gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now what?
Yeah. Or you could lose. I've seen people lose their page. It's like, who? Have you ever tried to get a hold of Instagram?
Right.
You can't call anybody.
I've never actually thought about that, but yeah.
Yeah, that's a very good point, and I think something that should be definitely noted. Okay, money or fame?
Money for sure.
Money. Fame
without money is a liability. So if you have fame and everyone knows who you are, but you don't have the money to protect yourself, what's the point?
Well said.
Like, who cares about being popular? Really?
It's much better to
I'd rather
I'll let you
take trips and buy things. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
Yeah. Okay. I like it.
What? I don't care about people like knowing me. It's scary, anyways.
Okay. Yeah. Less creeps.
Yeah. Exactly. Less creeps, more trips.
Yep. That should be a motto.
Yes.
AI existing or no AI?
No AI.
Even for the good stuff of AI?
No AI.
Overall net negative?
Yeah.
Okay. And then last one, live painting or painting alone?
Painting alone. I hate live painting.
I don't
you
really
like live painting? No. Just it's like you're a zoo animal on display for everyone. And then people love to talk to you and tell you about all their, I don't know, one guy like researched and learned that I had gone to Berlin before he came to a live painting event, and then walked up on the stage that I was painting on to tell me about how he lived in Germany too, and he was in the military, and like people get real in your space.
And you gotta focus so much.
And he was so nice, like it wasn't even like a weird thing, but it was weird that multiple people walked up on the stage I was on.
Yeah.
So that was a little strange.
Too long.
And like talk, and I'm like, wow, this is uncomfortable. But yeah, I don't like that atmosphere. You gotta pay me a lot.
That's what I say, yeah.
Yeah, a lot.
If you get paid good, then I go there with a smile and I'll talk and we'll do it. And...
I'm gonna whip it out in 3 hours and be gone. So
for sure. Dude, have you ever? You have this where people, and I'm really not saying I don't like. I love people that come up and say hi and say like, oh, they like the artwork. That stuff is nice, but the lingering too long.
Yeah, a lot of people just don't have good social skills, and for some reason, people don't know how to read social cues and like tell when someone's uncomfortable.
You're doing this.
Oh my gosh, taking your headphones off is wild.
10 times. You're like, okay, and then it's no response, but they're still,
It's the worst. It's the worst.
after like the third, what was that? It's kind of like, all right, I'm at work.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be rude. I'm going to talk for a second, and then we're going to get back to business. Hopefully you understand that.
I thought about putting a sign up that says "Do not disturb the artist."
Artist in progress.
Yes,
Yeah.
leave me alone, please.
Yeah, for real. I'm not your therapist right now.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Okay, and we talked a little bit about the gym. Do you have any other art rituals? That's the end of the rapid fire question.
I think when I'm in like peak flow state, the ritual is like more disciplined regimen. So it's waking up early, getting to the gym, getting home, getting my steps in. I do 8,000 to 10,000 steps a day.
Yeah.
Knocking that out, having breakfast, and being done and in my studio by 9:30, 10 a.m.
Yeah.
So, you know, when you're up
That's
when you're up at 4 a.m, it gives you enough time to do all that. I don't have a partner. I don't have kids, so I have the time. Even when I was with a partner and he had 2 kids, we were still able to flow together in a way where I was still able to do all of those things and make it to my studio. Mm-hmm. I always light a candle when I'm in the studio. Open the blinds. There's just like little things that I like to do.
Set the setting.
Yeah, I keep certain like hoodies and certain like Crocs and slides in my studio.
Yeah.
I like to grab a bubbly drink, like some sparkling water and straw, like a cute little straw. And
same. I like to have a drink.
Yeah,
anytime.
But it has to be like a lid or something, you know. Like if it's this, it's the paint's getting dunked every time. Every time.
Or knocked over when you're on a lift or something. You're like,
it's rough. So I do that, and then I always paint first, and then at the end of the day, the last hour or two, I do any desk work. I find that if I do desk work first, I can't get into painting afterwards. It's hard to switch my brain in that way.
Yeah. And the desk, it's so much easier to pull that phone out. Mm-hmm.
Or like, you know, pull up your iPad. But I like to wrap up my day around like 3 or 4 and then just have the evening to myself to like make dinner and like lay down and watch a show or something. So
you treat it like a job.
I treat it like a job. Yeah. Even on days where like...
That's a pro tip.
Yeah. I haven't been painting since my show went up. I've been taking a break the last couple months.
Yeah.
But Monday through Friday is the goal. And typically around 4 hours a day. And that's plenty of time for me to knock out a painting or 2 each week when I'm like preparing for a show.
Yeah.
So I think just building that routine. I was actually talking to Giovanni about this, how even if you don't feel like painting, but you want to build that discipline, just make something. Yeah. Like it doesn't even matter what it is. You just have to get in the habit of doing it. Yeah. And then the flow will be more natural. So just
like the gym becomes like a habit.
Exactly.
And you don't have as many excuses. You just kind of do it without thinking.
I don't always want to be there. I go there and complain a lot. I'm like, what? You want me to do what?
Yeah.
Squat where? So.
And the hardest part is getting there, right?
Yeah, it is. Especially when, you know, my alarm's going off at 4 a.m. Like, I have a routine even with that. Like, I set my clothes out in a very specific order the night before. My water bottle's full. So as soon as I wake up, lights are on. I brush my teeth while I'm making my bed, get dressed, go make some toast because I eat before I go train, and then I'm out the door. So it's the same routine. What I've learned recently is that, like, those types of systems are just what helps life and your business function better. I've gotten it down in a lot of areas in my life. My business, I'm working on building more systems, though. So, yeah.
You hear that, people? This is not by chance. This is not just talent that came out of the sky.
No.
This is by
discipline, systems.
Yes.
Patterns. It's taken a lifetime, and I'm still developing it, still working on it. I think I even view resting as a form of discipline. Like, I have to be disciplined enough to let myself rest and not work and not answer emails and not, you know, like, you know, I think discipline can show up in many different ways. It doesn't always have to be, I think people think of it as like harsh and intense, and it doesn't have to be that.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, last few questions. Thank you so much for your time here.
Of course, yeah.
I hope we haven't gone too long. We're like 2 hours now, but this has been so fun.
It's all good.
Okay, I just really want to talk about the show that you have, and it's up until the 18th?
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Give me the whole, whatever you want to talk about the show.
So
promote it, whatever you want to talk, the meaning of it, anything.
Yeah. So Welcome to the Circus is my current solo exhibition, what people don't know is this show is actually split into two. One half of the gallery is called Welcome to the Circus, and the other half is called Euphoric Recall. You just have to be in the gallery to experience that. I've been promoting it as Welcome to the Circus because that's the main show. So the concept came about when I left a year ago. I left an emotionally abusive relationship, and I didn't know I was experiencing abuse. I was in it for almost 4 years, and once I realized it was abuse, I left. And once I left, it was so painful, so confusing.
4 years is a long time.
Yeah, and across multiple countries, you know, we're going back and forth between Phoenix and Germany. There's children involved. I moved home from Germany so we could further our life. We were pretty set on like getting married. Like we knew the direction we wanted to go in, and everything came to a head one day. And when I left, I was in shock for a really long time, and I didn't know how to process it. And people kept encouraging me to paint about it and to talk about it, but there was so much fear around him. Is he going to retaliate? What is he going to do? Is he going to show up? Is he going to be crazy? I'm scared, you know? And so for months and months and months, I used the painting to help me process. And I kept hearing, welcome to the circus, welcome to the circus. And I kept imagining my central nervous system in that relationship. I realized how dysregulated it was with him. And it was just up and down, up and down, up and down all the time. And so I imagined that as a metaphor for that being my inner child trapped in a circus. I was constantly having to perform all the time. I was having to dress a certain way, be a certain way, move a certain way, talk a certain way in order to be acceptable by him, you know? Every piece of me was criticized, and I had to make myself small, mentally, emotionally, physically.
That sucks.
It was like a prison, you know, but I didn't know what I was going through. I just knew something is not right, something is off. So it took talking to my friends finally and them saying, this is abuse, you need to leave, for me to leave. And I left and, you know, started making the work and finally got the courage to debut the work and to share with the public that I went through abuse. And my hope was that through my courage and bravery, people would realize it could happen to anyone and hopefully not feel so alone. And I promise you, every woman specifically I've talked to then has a story for me about what they experienced. And there's been multiple men who've also had stories for me and connected deeply because they went through something similar. No one's exempt. Men, women, children, adults, gay, straight, doesn't matter. So Welcome to the Circus is about what it felt like being in an abusive relationship, and Euphoric Recall is about the aftermath of the abuse. So that is a term specifically coined by Dr. Ramani. She's a narcissistic abuse specialist, the leading in the world. And Euphoric Recall is when you leave a relationship and your brain starts recalling all the good that happened. Because the thing about abuse is there are good times, and that's what is confusing. Is like, but he's being nice and sweet, but then he's scolding me and ripping me apart or being cold. So, but your brain wants to go back to the good and say, well, maybe it wasn't that bad. It's searching for the high. It's searching for the approval. It's searching for the comfort, right? Of the familiar. So there's an entire wall in the gallery that showcases what that aftermath feels like. And I explored a lot more like black and white images. There's a lot of self-portraits. There's like sort of a theme of growth, like, and rebirth with that specific body of work. So the show's been up for a couple months and it's been really intense. Lots of tears. There are people who come in every weekend and cry and share their story. Even some teenagers came in and from a group home and were telling me crazy stories.
Wow.
With straight faces. And I'm like, what? So no one's exempt, you know? But I also partnered with a domestic violence shelter and a New Life, and they run a program called Katie's Way, and I wanted to raise money for Katie's Way. Katie's Way honors Katie Sudbury, who was a teenager in Phoenix. She was 17 when her ex-boyfriend killed her and then killed himself after school one day. She was being abused. Her parents found out. They did everything right. They tried to get restraining orders. They wouldn't give them to her because she was a teenager and she wasn't married. And at the time in Arizona, you had to be married to get a restraining order or be in a romantic relationship or be an adult. They took all of the precautions. He threatened to kill her. His own mom called the police to tell them this is what he's saying. Yikes. They warned her family. They kept her out of school. And finally, she wanted to go back to school. And they said under one condition, someone has to take you and bring you home every day. You can't be alone. Whoever was supposed to take her home that day didn't show up. And she decided to walk home. And he followed her. So they were both 17. And her parents honored her memory by making a program called Katie's Way that teaches teens how to spot abuse. When I saw Katie, I saw myself, and I saw so many of our inner childs, you know? And I just thought, like, if more people knew how to spot abuse, how many people could we save? Yeah. And so I've been able to raise over $600 for the program so far. Nice. A portion of all of my sales have gone to that. So anyone who's bought anything has helped with the program. And the shelf.
That's so awesome. Because we know as artists that profit margin is it's tough. So giving that's that's such a nice thing that you do. It
felt really good to send the first chunk of money, honestly. And the shelter's been so incredibly helpful. They have a table of information in the gallery. They've been at the event to help support people if people are emotional or need to talk. They even had an installation in there where people were able to come write messages to their former selves and hang it on a wall. And they supported me personally. When I went to meet with them to talk about the show and partnering, I thought, I'm going to show up for my community. And then they were like, we want to bring you on as a client. We want to help you too, go through what you're experiencing. And, you know, they helped me with safety planning for my show. What if he shows up? What if there's an issue? So they helped me come up with plans on how to leave, how to prep security, how to prep my team. It's been a very painful experience, but also a very beautiful one because everyone believed me and everyone loved me through this. And that is not common from what I hear with women. A lot of women are not believed and nobody doubted me. And I'm forever grateful for that. And the community has really shown up for me. So the goal is to just raise awareness and remind people it could happen to anyone. And to hopefully, through my courage and voice, give other people courage and remind them that their voice is important. So.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Man, that's so sick. I'm over here doing finger paintings of like, this is a robot. You're like, dude, actually like helping too. People and like,
all of
incredible.
It's important.
That is so dope.
Thank you.
That is so dope. Shouts out to you. Man, this has been so much fun. Anything else you want to promote? Anything else? Like, should we put any paintings from your show up, or do you want people to go and look at it?
We can put a few. Okay. Yeah, I can send you some pictures.
Okay.
I think that'd be cool to give people like a preview.
And are all the ones that are in the show not on your Instagram yet? Or do you have some?
They're not all on there yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been, with the show coming to a close, I've been posting a little bit more, but yeah, I'm not going to post all of them.
Okay. And we'll put, what's the address to the place? The Mood Room?
It's the Mood Room. It's at Park Central, but I don't know the address off tops.
Okay. Well, we'll put it, should we put it here?
Yeah.
Okay.
That'll be good.
We'll put it there. It's open for 4 more days. This weekend, great date idea. Or this week, great date idea. Go out there, check it out, and then we'll put some up. Any last things you want to promote? Anything else?
No. Just keep an eye out. I'm sure I'll have lots of things in the works in the fall.
Stay.
I'm going to take a little break this summer and go have a Euro adventure and then come home refreshed, rejuvenated, and put a little work in. So keep your eyes peeled. But I just want to thank you for having me. This was a lot of fun.
This was so awesome. This was a great conversation. I enjoyed it so much. Antoinette Cauley, go check her work out. If you don't already know, you probably already know. But go check it out if you don't. Thank you so much.
Of course. Thank you.
This was the Smokey Joe Show.